Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Ade and I'm the veteran arcade soldier, and we're here for another World Cup watch along as this World Cup just keeps heating up and up and up, and we're watching Lionel Messi's Argentina take on Austria in their second group phase match. So yes, look, I'm running a little bit late to the show today, so apologies for anyone in the chat. We'll just quickly go there. And there's a few people in. See a few jokes in there already. Yes, Arthur, how you doing, my man? Good chatting to you earlier. And nice to see you on the stream. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Gary, how you doing, my man? Cameron as well. And the red card. Arthur gives man the red card. That's what we like to see. Jokes and banter. So yes, I'm all good. I hope everyone is well. And I'm sure there will be a few others joining the chat very shortly. Like I said, I'm running a bit behind today, so I've got to mess around with a few of the graphics behind the scenes before the kickoff, and we have a look at the team sheets as well. So how is everyone doing? Gary, Cameron, Arthur, let me know how all of your days are getting on. Thank you. Let me know. Just going to go for an early start and say I'm going to put my prediction in the chat for the match. So obviously feel free to follow suit. Yes, Abdul, my man. Good to see you in, bro. How you doing, my man? Let me know, Abdul, how you doing. Top man. Abdul says, hi, soldier. And the chat, how are you? Likes and subscribe. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you very much. Everyone, if you don't mind, just a quick close of the chat box. Just hit the like button. Hit the subscribe as well if you haven't hit subscribe already, just to help a brother out. And then reopen the chat and let's chat away. But my prediction for the match is Argentina 2, Austria 1. That's going to be my chat. That's going to be my prediction. Arthur says, been looking forward to the game all day. Good man, Arthur, good man. You know, we're going to see how Lionel Messi, if we can break the all-time World Cup goal-scoring record. I've got a feeling he's going to get a penalty today, and he's going to break it via penalty. So yeah, Arthur's been looking forward to the game all day. Abdul says, you are okay? Glad to hear it, my brother. How are you coping anyway with the heat? It's been scorchio today. Arthur, I can see by the rest of your name tag, obviously I'm new to yourself. I see the E1 in your tag, so I know you're a fellow Londoner as well. So obviously from the Tower Bridge kind of area, Wapping, Shadwell kind of vibe. Let me know if I'm correct. Arthur's going Billy Big Guns, 3-0. Argentina. I respect it. I was thinking 3-1 myself. But yeah, I've got erred on the side of caution. I'm going for 2-1. But yeah, all good, all good. And lovely to have a nice little buzz in chat as well. That's what we like. So yes, do mind me in the background. I'm just going to be faffing around sorting out the graphics and stuff on the templates, etc. Arthur says, nope, from Surrey. Oh, my bad. That was because I had to add more to... Oh, I see. It's like a generic thing. I got you. All right, no worries. Surrey, mate. Surrey, lovely part of the world. What they call it? A little bit of God's country, they say. Abdul says, France Piron. Such comments are unacceptable about Doku. His new... Oh, mate. I read that yesterday. Honestly, there's been, and it's nothing to do with gender or anything, but there's been some major faux pas. Let me just address your comment first of all. So, France Piron, she's like an influencer, isn't it? Like, such comments are acceptable about Doku, his newborn and his wife. Roy Keane would have loved such comments. I know, tell me about it. So, if anyone's not sure, this female influencer has basically said that Doku, who said he will leave the World Cup no matter what stage it is, so he can go back to be with his wife and his newborn baby, expecting their first child. And this influencer comes out and goes, "What's wrong with you? Like, why would you give up the chance of a World Cup, a big match? It's just a child. You're a father anyway. It's useless you being there. You can't do anything anyway." And I'm like, whoa. And I've been at the birth of my children, and at the end of the day, yes, you can't do much, that's right, but you are supportive, and you want to make sure that literally the most important thing in your world is going to be brought into the world happy and healthy. Some people are deluded. Hey, Lauren, how are you doing? Hope you're well. How have you had a good day? Lovely to see you in the chat. And And yeah, there was another female presenter in Argentina. I don't know if you saw this one, Abdul, where she basically got a tip off from a colleague or something like that, saying that Messi's father had passed away, and she dropped it live on Argentinian TV. And it's like, she didn't fact check it or anything. Obviously doing it for the clamour and the prestige of breaking a massive story. She got it completely wrong and I had to resign. Some people just need to think before they open their yap. Yeah, Lawrence. Anyway, I hope you're having a lovely day. Please let me know. Abdul says, what do you think about Almiron red card? Will this covering mouth be come into effect in the Premier League and Champions League football? I'm pretty sure most of the time, whenever they want to introduce new rules, they always introduce it in a major tournament. So obviously as a bit of a testing ground, and then they bring it into the league. So I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% on it, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be bringing it into the Premier League. As far as the red card, I think the way the Turkish player brought it to the attention of the referee, it was so quick. He was so sharp. He was like, okay, I can get this guy in trouble. So I don't even think it's anything to do with what he said. It's just the fact he did it. And the ref said, okay, bang, well, you're leaving me with no choice. So quite smart from the Turkish player. But also it's like, you know, it's basically grassing people up. And nobody likes snitches. Do you know what I mean? We know what we think of snitches. Arthur says it's a silly rule. I think so. The problem is, though, on most metrics, it's definitely a silly rule. And it's going a bit too far. Like, how far does it need to go? But the problem is, I think the main thing it can deter is when they stop, you know, racist comments, for example. So when you get that kind of issue that you had with the Benfica and Real Madrid game when, who was the player that got racially abused? Oh, Vinny Jr., of course. Like, if that person had covered their mouth, you could lip read them, then you know exactly what they've said, and then bang, you can punish them. Whereas now, if you're covering your mouth, you don't know what somebody says. So I kind of get it from the racial aspect, but other than that, what purpose does it serve? But I don't know. Football's changed so much in the last 20, 30 years that we are now we are policing, the police within the game are policing the game. Do you know what I mean? It's too much. Lauren says, lovely, thank you. Hope all you're good. Looking forward to the game. Wink. And Arthur says, I agree. See, there you go. I mean, football is fast moving away from the game that I grew up playing and enjoying, put it that way. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. But yes. Yeah, and thank you, Lauren, for joining. If you just didn't hear me, if you don't mind, Lauren, just closing the chat, hitting the like button, and it helps a brother grow his channel. Much appreciated. Right. So obviously, guys, feel free to fire away all of your any questions or your opinions in the background. I'm just going to be messing around a few bits in the background, and I want to go through the team sheets as well. And let's have a look at the starting lineups. Right, so we having a look here. In the meantime, I will address anything that everybody says. Top man Arthur with the emojis. That's what we like to see. So we've got the two teams. So let's quickly breeze through them and then get back to some chat and the build-up. Right, so we've got Argentina with their manager, Lionel Scaloni, the man who previously won the World Cup. His first job in football, by the way. What a legend. Formation playing a 4-4-2. We see how that transitions during the game. In goal, they have Emi Martinez. Right back playing Molina. Cuchi Romero of Spurs. Lisandro Martinez of Manchester United. Medina. There's the cops in the background. They're not coming for me, but we're still going to blast through the lineups. You've got Rodrigo De Paul. Alexis McAllister of my boys LFC. Enzo Fernandez of Chelsea. Amalda. And playing up top, probably in a second striker role, will be Lionel Messi, the undisputed GOAT. Partner in Lautaro Martinez. Austria with their manager Ralf Rangnick, who obviously his previous job prior to this was the Manchester United manager. In goal, they have Alexander Schläger, right back Posh, Kevin Danzo of Tottenham. Alaba, is he still at Real Madrid? Not quite sure. He might have left on a free, but Real Madrid's Alaba. Konrad Laimer of Bayern Munich. They've got Sayward. They've got Schläger, who's clearly the brother of the goalkeeper. You've got Alexander and Xaver Schläger in the same team. Xaver Schläger, what a name. You've got Schmidt in the attacking right midfield role. You've got Wanner. You've got Marcel Sabitzer, previously of Bayern Munich, Dortmund, and Manchester United. And up top, you've got Gregoritz. Abdul, I'll come to your comment in a moment. Let's looking at the subs bench. Julian Alvarez, £120 million striker on the bench, cannot get on. They've got Barco. They've got Nico Gonzalez. They've got Giovanni Lo Celso, formerly of Tottenham. Lopez, Montiel, the man who scored the winning penalty and formerly of Nottingham Forest. They have Musso, Nicolas Otamendi, the veteran, formerly of Man City. Palacios, he's still going as well. Wow. Paredes, formerly of PSG. They've got Nico Paz, the exciting youngster. They've got Rulli. They've got Senesi of now of Tottenham Hotspur. Giovanni Simeone of Atletico Madrid, and Nicolas Tagliafico of Ajax. On the Austria bench, you've got Afan Gruber. I'm less familiar with some of these guys. Obviously, you've got the veteran Marko Anatovic, Chukwuemeka. They've got Friedel, they've got Grilic, Kalicic, Leonhardt, Lubicic, Moine, Pence, Pras, Schopf, Savoda, Wigele, and Wimmer. So a lot of those Austrian players I am definitely not up to speed with. So we have blasted through the teams at 100 miles an hour. Abdul says, we will eradicate racism in football in the crowd, hate, social media, and individual players? Question mark? I know, man, it's a lot, isn't it? I mean, I suppose with football, it's about making a small stand if you can. Abdul then says, I hate it when they target a community, race and religion as one person's issue. I know, my man, tell me about it. It is what it is, but it's so... Football is such a political vehicle where, you know, the governing bodies, even politicians, we've seen it in the past in our own country. Tony Blair, former Prime Minister, tried to get on board with certain politics to try and push the Labour Party campaign. It's quite crazy how football and the passion of fans and sport can be used as an agenda. But yeah, Arthur with the timer and the hand emoji. Yes, kickoff is 17 minutes away. So yes, very much looking forward to this game. Arthur, obviously you're quite new to me yourself. In terms of yourself, who did you go for as your pick for the tournament? And let me know yours, Abdul. I can't remember what you said. If you did tell me, I did a prediction video on my channel, which can be seen. And I went for Argentina as my pick. Obviously, I want England to win, but I think we're going to fall short. But I do believe Argentina are going to get the job done, even though I know they're third favourites behind Spain and France. So... Oh, Abdul, you're going for France winners. I hear, my man. I mean, the way they played in the second half of their first game was like, wow. Like that front four, and obviously even the backups on the bench, that is some proper talent. They're going to be very, very hard to stop. 100%. Where is the graphics there? Arthur saying France as well. Okay, cool. Yep. I mean, I can understand it. If anyone was giving me their money to gamble with, I try not to gamble. Yeah, if you're going to basically, if I had somebody else's fiver to put down, I mean, I would go for Argentina because you're going to get better odds. I do, but it's a bit obvious that one of the winners is always going to come from a select few nations. I think England's got a good chance. Just as good a chance as, say, Brazil, for example. I think we are clearly about the four favourites. But yeah, you'd think that if it's... For me, I've gone for Argentina. I like the spine. I think when you look at the team sheet, the way I kind of broke it down before the tournament started was I looked at the goalkeeper. You got Martinez, one of the best in the tournament. Romero and Lisandro Martinez are not exactly the worst centre-back pairing. So you've got a good spine there. Then you've got obviously McAllister of Liverpool, Enzo Fernandez, Rodrigo de Paul there. That's all part of the good spine. Then up top, you've got Messi supporting Martinez. So that's why I went for them as the spine. Obviously, France have got an immaculate squad. I do have concerns over Mike Maignan in goal. I don't think he's the greatest goalkeeper for the French. And centre-back, I've never liked... Upamecano. Never rated Upamecano. Obviously, Arthur, they've got your boy William Saliba, who is obviously one of the top tier centre-backs in world football. I feel like a partnership of Saliba and Konate would be more or less rock solid. That's good enough. But the keeper, Manyan, that's the one. But obviously up top, how do you stop Elise, Dembele, and obviously the main man himself, Kylian? So yeah, how do you stop that? I do not know. Right, let's find the Austria symbol. There's Austria. Bang, bang, bang. This is literally YouTube on the fly. Usually I try and get this all done earlier, but I've had a busy day today. And yeah. But yeah, very much looking forward to this game. Where do we, are you guys in the chat, are you kind of fans of, obviously you're football fans and you support your teams. Are you fans of individual players per se? I've never been someone that's really, I don't really get carried away, even with my own club. Outside of football, I'm not bothered about the footballers per se. I love them for my team, but outside of football, they're just humans. They're just men going about their lives, doing all of the crappy things that society does and whatnot. So I don't really get tied up into the personalities of players, but I do love me some Lionel Messi. I do believe he's the greatest player of all time. Let me know where you stand in the whole debate. Do you like that whole debate of this player versus, you know, Messi versus Ronaldo and all that sort of stuff? Do you like that sort of stuff, or do you just like leave it to the pitch and keep it separate? And while I'm saying that, Abdul asked the question, who is better, Maradona or Messi? Obviously, it's a different era and a different time. I'm not someone that saw loads of Maradona's career, but I did see him play in the World Cup. What I would love to have known is, what would some of these players, so Maradona, for example, what would he be like regen in modern football, protected by refs, not getting basically lumps kicked out of him, left, right, and centre, playing on perfect pitches with amazing hydration, not taking drugs in his private life, and probably obviously alcohol, boozing, party lifestyle. What could he have achieved in the modern climate? Maybe he could even excel even more what he did back then with the extra protection of football. But yeah, for me, those two are the greatest in history. I place Messi as my number one and Maradona as my number two. That's my official rating system. Hey, Peter, how you doing, brother? Good to see you, my man. Abdul says, Maradona played with defenders that kill players. Yeah, exactly, mate. Literally brutes that would just kick lumps out of you. Absolutely criminal behaviour back then. So, but yeah, it was a different time, and it is what it is. And I guess it's like any of us. When we're born in a certain era, would we change it for anything else? Probably not. But good to see you, Peter. How's your day been, brother? Please let me know. Right. Dun, 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 dun. Peter says it's heating up around these parts. Hydration is essential. 100%. It's been a big old scorcher today, and obviously it's going to get warmer, isn't it, over the next few days, reaching up to 36, I think it is, on Wednesday. Crazy. So we've got to stay hydrated, people, 100%. What channel is this game on, gentlemen? Is it on and ladies? Sorry, Lauren as well. Is this on BBC, the first one, or is it on ITV? I need to get myself in gear and get it ready. ITV, thank you, Arthur, my man. Respect, brother. What do you guys think of the analysis and commentary so far from the two channels? Because in the past, growing up, whenever it came to European you know, the European Championships or World Cup, BBC always knocked it out of the park. Even on the intros of the channels, of the programs, BBC would always have that edge. But how have you found it now with the two? Let me know your opinions. I've kind of really enjoyed the ITV stuff a bit more this time, which is probably the first ever. Right, feel free to chat in the background. I will be back in literally 1 minute. Oh, my man, you got me, you got me. I was going to say, thanks for that. I was saying that, you sent me on a goose chase with the BBC thing. And what I was saying is, I know I'm a Liverpool fan. And like obviously, you got the Arsenal rivalry, etc. But this place is all about the non-toxic football fan, not trying to be getting on the case of anyone for their teams, reveling in their misery, etc. Don't get me wrong. I don't like me some Man United. And whenever they lose, it does brighten up my day. But a lot of the time, I hate to see fellow fans like struggling when their team loses, because I know how it feels. And I was saying on previous watch-alongs and videos that I've made, is that I remember being like 16, 17. And when Liverpool lost, I didn't even want to go out for the evening. Like, I might have evening plans, or I'm going to go and do this with friends. And like Liverpool lost, and I'll be like fuming around the house. And like my mum would be like, oh, right, Liverpool lost and all that sort of stuff. And it's just like, you know, we know how people can take football so seriously. And I get it. But I hate seeing people miserable over football, because it can lead to some absolutely, well, without making it too dark and stuff, I've seen some mad stuff in my life. Even stuff surrounding football where people have mistreated their wives and their girlfriends and all that sort of stuff over football. And it's just not that deep. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no worries off. I know you you made a mistake. Yeah, that's cool, my brother. All good, all good. But yeah, just keeping it light-hearted, my bro. Abdul says, if Liverpool loses, they are angry at everyone. Yeah, some people are like that, right? Some people go too far with their so-called passion for football. But, you know, I think people need to, get some perspective in the world. Oh, where's the TV control? Man, I am a shambles today. Hey, Sherry, how you doing? Nice to see you in the chat. You can't stand ITV. Let me know why. Is it the presenters? What is it that does it for you, that winds you up? Oh, where is my control? What is going on? Scramble. Yes, the presenters. I hear that, Sherry. I hear that. Do forgive me on this one. I will be back in just a few seconds, because basically wardrobe malfunction. Can't find a TV control. And the stream ain't going to go very far without the control. Arthur said, it's the advert. Oh, it's a killer, innit? But hey, listen, at least we're in the UK, and when them hydration breaks come on, we're not getting bombarded like those Americans, getting caned with those pictures, because that is madness. Right, back in one moment as soon as I found this control. absolutely fuming. This is the first day when I've done a stream and I haven't been prepared. I've been racing around all day today, looking for the TV control. And where did I put it, people? In the chat. Let me know in the chat, where do you think I left the TV control? Please let me know. Sherry, welcome to the channel. Please let me know where you're from. Are you from Switzerland? I'm guessing by your name. But lovely to have you in. Abdul says, I can't watch BBC and ITV. BBC, Hugh Edwards, Savile, Little Britain, lies, propaganda, narrative, Scott Mills cover. Oh, mate. Obviously, yeah, with the channel, I try obviously not to go down too much of a path in terms of like the political aspect, but I understand what you're saying. You know, some of the stuff that the BBC have gotten away with over the years, it is scandalous. At least in modern times, we're kind of getting to the point where, well, we so-called should be doing better, but the BBC do leave a lot to be desired in terms of things. But no, I hear that. And obviously it's a personal choice and a personal preference. But yeah, there's been some shocking stuff. Abdul also says you can't say anything about one country in the Middle East. Yeah, well, this is it, my man. This is it. It's like I said, it's a difficult one because in this world, no matter what anybody says, it's like you can't even go into a shop these days and say, you know, I've made that mistake where I will go into a shop and I might speak to, I don't know, like a lady behind a counter and say, or whatever, and say, oh, sorry, love, can you get this for me? And you can't say boo to a goose, as they say. So it's one of those things where you just got to watch your back over absolutely everything, which is the scary part of where the world's going, sadly. But it is what it is. But yes, apologies for that early setback. So annoying, not being ready in time. But obviously, the game is about to kick. Oh, the game is kicking off literally now. Oh my days. Right. Oh, exactly. And obviously, we've had it today with Keir Starmer resigning. So yeah, loads of it. And that's why we all love sport, because it's all about the football. We can escape, and yeah, we can just enjoy the football and escape together, right? That's what it's all about. So we're just a few moments from kickoff. Very much looking forward to seeing what Lionel gets up to. It's all about the history maker, Lionel Messi, today. Anyone else that wasn't in the chat earlier, please feel free to drop your predictions in the chat. I've gone for 2-1. Arthur's gone for 3-0. Yep, it's just kicking off now. Let's get that going. I'm probably going to be 10 seconds behind you, to be honest, but I've kind of got to do it on a computer setup because you can't connect your computer to a TV. So yeah, I will probably be about 10 seconds behind some of you, but it is what it is. Right, so we're into the game now. Let's see how it goes. Hey, Sep Pats, how you doing, bro? Sep Pat says, don't know any Austrian players, but I hope they turn up and not be too intimidated. They obviously definitely got some you will know, because they've got David Alaba, that obviously played at Bayern Munich. They've got Marcel Sabitzer, that played at Bayern, Dortmund, and Man United. Who else have... and they've got Konrad Laimer playing at left back, who plays for Bayern Munich. So you will know a few of them, Sep Pats, and I hope the holiday's going well for you in Portugal, brother. So we're a minute in, and at the moment it's a slow tempo, and Australia just knocking it around at Austria knocking it around at the back. Obviously, what I like to do is, I throw in my observations over the game, but more importantly, I'm more interested in the chat, really, and we see what's happening in the football as things break forward. Anything about Argentina? They are quite a one-paced side. There's not much blistering pace in the Argentina team, if any pace at all, to be honest. What's the ref going to give here? Goal kick from a shot there. Almada trying to gain a corner, but not running so far. Some of you Liverpool fans in the chat, what are you thinking about this Diamande bid that's been turned down by Leipzig? Looks like Liverpool going back in with another bid for Diamande. I wasn't impressed with his showing on the weekend. It was shocking. Abdul says, yeah, Argentina, they got snail's pace. 100%, man. They are so slow, Argentina. Jesus. Arthur says, you're like 30 seconds behind me. Yeah, sorry, bro. Well, just don't spoil it when they score then, bro. But what you could do, mate, if it's up to date and TV, you could just pause yours and just drop in line with me. Do you know what I mean? You could do that. But fair enough, it is what it is. That's the thing, whenever you do the streaming stuff, there's always going to be people in and out of the world. And imagine I was following somebody on a very big football channel and they were 2 minutes behind. It was like, what is going on? So I think 30 seconds is, it is what it is. So Pat says, Addy, you fancied Argentina for the World Cup? I did, mate. Yep, I did predict them. Even though they're about as slow as me running in treacle these days. But here we go. Is this 1-0 already? Is that, ooh, great tackle. Wow, what a tackle that was. That should have been they should have been clean through on goal and scored. Arthur says that was a pen. Let's have a look. Yeah, I tell you what, guys, tell me if you agree on this, because so far I feel the angles they're showing on the cameras and the footage, they're too drawn back. It's too far away. It's not like the Premier League where it's so much closer to the action you can see things. Like from a distance, the tackle, ooh. So is it being reviewed? So La Toro goes down in a heap. Let's have a look at the tackle in a close-up. So Martinez, player steaming in. Oh my days! That's a double crunch penalty if ever I saw one. Wow, Martinez got cleaned out by two players. That is incredible. How is that? That has to be a penalty. I mean, he's selling it. He's selling it to the ref, and I'm sure the ref is going to buy that. Arthur, mate, 100% that was it. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, he's injured. But, yeah, he's definitely selling it as well. Obviously, that looked painful. Can't lie, but what's going on? Where's the decision? That's got to be a penalty. So, anyway, interesting start. Let's see how it goes. Arthur, you will know because, obviously, you're ahead of the curve. So, the commentator saying he got the ball. What? But he's cleaned him out, surely. No, they're having a laugh. I don't know what they got. Danny Murphy. Yeah, exactly. Like Arthur said, it's gone to VAR. Danny Murphy on commentary goes, they got the ball. I'm like, what are you watching, mate? They got the ball after they both crunched him and took him down. It's a penalty. Simple as that. What are they on about? Argentina fans in the crowd. VAR check. Possible penalty. There's no possible about it. To me, that is stonewall penalty. So still reviewing it. Why are they taking so long to check? Oh, this is like the Premier League. All right, so he's been sent to the box. Okay, cheers. I'm just about to see that for myself, no doubt. I can't believe... Arthur, what's your fault? I can't believe they're taking so long. Of course they're going to give it, like... Oh, it's like a drama. It is just ridiculous. He is not sticking with his original decision. No chance. How can you stick with it on that replay? It's farcical. We've been waiting 3.5 minutes for this. Or is it a bit longer? This is the easiest decision I've seen in ages, and it's taken one of the longest. Absolutely ridiculous. Danny Murphy's like, I think they're going to give it. Yeah, no crap, Sherlock. Yeah, 100%, Abdul. Too long with VAR. Absolutely ridiculous. You were saying it earlier on at the start of the game. So obvious. That's the most obvious... Honestly, I'm not someone for hyperbole and whatnot and exaggerating, but that is the most obvious penalty you're going to get in this tournament. It's a double. It's 2 penalties. He got cleaned out by 2 people. Oh, my days. And look, and Danny Murphy on the BBC commentary is saying, yeah, but he got the ball and bits and bobs. It's like, mate, you played the game. All right, here we go. Messi, the history maker. Arthur, don't spoil it, bro. You're ahead of us. You're ahead of us. But, yep. Right, let's do the build-up. Lionel Messi puts it down. Is he going to become the highest scorer in World Cup football? Tournament football, should I say. Finals football. The little magician. The man known arguably as the greatest football of all time. Definitely the greatest of his generation. He sets it down. He sets it up. The weight of the world on his shoulders. Lionel Messi. Messi steps up. Oh my God, you put it wide. It was the worst penalty you've ever seen. Oh my days. I gave him the build-up and that penalty absolutely stunk. Oh my God, what was that? Absolutely trash penalty from... Arthur says, lol. Oh, that was trash. And it just goes to show. To be fair, with Messi, he doesn't have the greatest penalty record in his career. He's actually got quite a lot of misses in comparison. I'm pretty sure off the top of my head, he misses 1 in every 5 or 6, which is poor for penalties. But mate, that penalty was absolutely trash. And it goes to show human beings, you know, look, if that's me and I've got history on the line, I'm not leaving it to chance. I'm putting my foot through that. And if the keeper saves it, so be it. But that was absolutely awful. Trash penalty. Oh, my days. But, yeah. Interesting. What a start. Arf says, good tempo for Austria. Oh, yeah. Well, this is it. They've definitely got away with one. Wow. That was... Do you know something? You kind of don't mind when someone misses a penalty, but it's how they miss. And that's not how you miss a penalty. Do you know what I mean? That was absolutely tragic. But yes, very interesting. Now, what do the Austrians have after being let out of jail? And this is the test of any great character. When you make a boo-boo like that, you've got to get it out of your heads. Obviously, this man knows how to reset and go again. Otherwise, he wouldn't have reached the levels he's got to in football. But yeah, that's shocking. That was absolutely garbage. So that's the first penalty miss of the tournament. So I'm still sticking with my prediction for the tournament. I still reckon Messi will inspire them to the tournament victory, but, you know, now he's got food for thought. A lot of the time when Messi does have these kind of little issues in the game, it usually does still end up impacting the game. So let's see what he can do after giving him the whole big build-up. So Alaba standing over this free kick. Another player gone down. Rodrigo de Paul falling to the ground, but he's up. Arthur says England for the World Cup. I hope so, Arthur. I do want us to do it. I just think we're fall short. I'll tell you what, Arthur. I'll tell you what my issue is with England regarding some of the picks of Thomas Tuchel. I'll do it after this free kick. Alaba floats one in. Right to the edge of the box. Cleared by Martinez. Good leap for a short man. Well played by Danzo there. Danzo fires one into the box. Cleared again by Martinez. Right, well, it's broken down. Yeah, so Arthur, what I was saying, my problem with England winning the World Cup and why I'm worried is with Thomas Tuchel's pick, it's the Konza. Konza at centre-back. It's not for me. I don't understand how Gahey isn't your first choice as centre-back. I think we looked so open against Croatia at times. Even though we could have scored 7. It was such a worry because England was so in charge of that game, but at any given moment, it felt like we could throw it away. And when I look at the back, you see Bellingham making, not at the back, sorry, but Bellingham making an impact in the forward positions, but he was at fault at every goal. So it's like, you've got Bellingham basically throwing it away, but maybe saving it at the same time. And Ezri Konsa is an average centre-back. And I think that's what's going to let us down. So that's my thoughts on that. So Pat says, lads, give me an update. What's the latest with Diamande? I'm not sure if he's worth more than 60, 70. You can't spend telephone numbers on an untested player. Let him stay at RB Leipzig for a bit longer. Arthur says, yeah, I think the attack and Pickford could equal it out. I know what you're saying, man, and that's the positive viewpoint, and I'm with you. But this is the point. Why not let it equal it out, but have Gahey? I mean, look, Gahey's not, I don't know, like prime Van Dijk or Rio Ferdinand or John Terry, but he's a lot better than Konza. Konza is average. But I'm like you, I hope it levels it out. Back to you, Pats. Look, Diamande, I've seen him play 4 times now. That last time was a shocker. But I did say to myself, he's 19. He's just had a bid for Liverpool rejected. He's got the weight of the world on his shoulders. He's got the World Cup. Everything's going on, and he did have a stinker, mate. He looked like he had concrete in his boots, trying to control the ball. So it was a worry. But either way, what can we do? We're just fans. Liverpool have picked him out to be the successor, so we have to go with it. But he's not worth 110 million, 100%. Sabitzer, free kick goes in, awful free kick. Drops to Argentinian players in the box. There's Messi, tries to break out. He falls over. Messi now retrieves, trying to break. Floats it out wide, but Messi gives it away. Messi out-muscled in midfield, the little man. Get it. He's having a stinker, Lionel Messi. Arthur says Austria's been dominated after the pen. 100%, mate, they have. Argentina struggling with Austria's physicality at the moment. But yes, at Pats, I think, it looks like we're going to go in for this player. Second bid. It's going to go up to approximately 110 million euros, they're saying. So it is literally telephone numbers money. But what can we do? It is what it is. Peter says Messi for a hat-trick then. Yeah, exactly. After I was dissing Brian Brobby the other day, and then he nearly got that hat-trick, didn't he? I said he was one of the worst strikers in the Prem, and then he immediately goes and scores 2. So get your money on Messi for a hat-trick, basically, is what Peter's saying. So, but yeah, so Pats, I just hope it's going to work out. Do you know what I mean? Abdul says Pessi, yeah, for real. They're showing a penalty again. It was trash. And the thing is, well, he did the stutter step penalty as well. So at that point, these players that do the stutter step, if you're going to do the stutter, commit to it, let the goalkeeper dive or not dive. Do you know what I mean? But he did the stutter step, waited for the keeper to dive the way he was shooting anyway, and missed. Trash. So Argentina pretty deep there. There was a chance there for Messi to slip in Lautaro, but Lautaro was really deep anyway. And there's plenty of... Oh, wow. Right, here we go. Austria in the box. Chips into the box there. So Schmidt on the ball in the right wing position. That's a goal kick there, surely. So Gregoric had a chance to float it back across the goal. They ended up with a goal kick. Arthur says, what does XP even do? XP, you mean XG? That we're talking about, Arthur? Or is it a new metric? Expected something? Or is it expected possession? I don't know. I never heard that one. I don't know. Football can go too far, can't it? It's like, at the end of the day, what does it all matter? It's all about just putting it in the back of the net. Who cares how much possession you got, how much chances you make? It just is what it is. Oh, I see. Mate, I have no idea. I think it's just how much you engage with a channel, maybe. And, mate, it's like anything. It's like one little metric where they want you, like in a video game. Like if you're playing Call of Duty, for example, you experience points. So it's like, yeah, all that sort of stuff. It's just a load of waffle, mate. At the end of the day, it's like anything. You come online or whatever you're doing, enjoy it, whatever. But it's like they want to find little ways to get people with retention, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I have no idea. I've seen it myself now that you mention it. XP on the YouTube channel, like, what? It's like, what is that all about? Yeah, exactly, yeah. That's exactly what it is. So, in some ways, I can understand. Oh, here we go. Martinez, Messi's in the box now. Can he make up for it? Oh, he cuts inside, tries to put it on his right foot and goes for a shot. I don't know why he just didn't shoot earlier. I reckon if he scores the penalty and he gets that chance, he sticks that away. Peter says, Arthur, when you get to 100 XP, Addy gives you £1 million. Yeah, this is it, mate. Maybe, Arthur, when you get to 200 XP, I'll throw 2 million. 2 million Monopoly dollars your way. If only I could, mate. If only I could. But yeah, to be fair, I think it's just a way that it encouraged people to come back to a channel. It might make them feel more part of something, which I kind of get, which is nice. Me being a new content creator, new channel, if you grow a channel and people grow with you, then, it kind of gives them kind of, I guess, a little bit more prestige in the chat. And I think that would make sense because if you go follow certain YouTube channels and you're with people, then you're going to kind of, I don't know. Yeah, for example, there's people that I've met now that I will never forget. But let's say I did YouTube for 10 years. You're not going to remember the new subscribers, for example. But anyone that you joined at the start, you're always going to remember. So I think it's quite a good thing like that. So Argentina controlling the game now, turned it a little bit. Not on its head, but got more of a grip on the game. Austria have kind of sunk back into their shape, but they really should be 1-0 down one way or the other. That was a great chance with Messi there, and he obviously should have scored the penalty. So Argentina hunting down in packs. Martinez going in very clumsily. Giving a foul away. Going in very clumsy on Conrad Lima of Bayern Munich, who's down on the ground. So we'll be coming up to the first hydration break shortly. Hey, McMauler, how are you doing, bro? Good to see you, brother. How has your day been? Please let me know. Obviously, your day's coming to an end over there in your part of the world, but good to see you again, brother. Everyone in the chat that hasn't dropped a like on the stream so far, please do that for me, please. Just close that chat. Drop a like, hit the like button, come back into the chat, help your boy Ade, the veteran arcade soldier, grow. But yeah, good to see you, McMauler. How are you doing today? Have you been watching the game, or have you just have you heard about the Lionel Messi Lionel Messi penalty miss. And as for yourself, Arthur, are you big on YouTube stuff? Do you kind of like the Arsenal FT kind of Arsenal fan TV sort of stuff, or do you kind of like other Arsenal YouTubers, etc.? Let me know. As far as Arsenal stuff, I do kind of like this is a goal, surely. Oh, good chance comes in. Arthur says nope. Fair enough, bro. McMauler says, I'm now busy on spread heart emoji. I hear that, bro. I hear that. Yeah, there's so much stuff on YouTube these days. Arthur, obviously, you know, I kind of ended up joining it myself. I always kind of fancied giving it a try myself. But I kind of always wanted to grow something where there was fans of all clubs and not just like, you know, my club sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? Arthur says they're a bit deluded. Yeah, some of their takes are wild, but this is the thing. Depending on the maturity levels of people, it's the whole sensationalist that they want to grab you. They want to get people with the sensationalism of stuff, and it's like, you know, I believe in being a little bit biased for your team, a little bit, but some of the stuff is it's wild. Do you know what I mean? McMauler, where my Addy bro here, we don't need other football channels. Thank you, my brother, much appreciated. So it's the first hydration break. Oh, a penny for the thoughts of Lionel Messi. Imagine being so decorated in the game and achieving so many things in the game, but missing a penalty like that. Absolute shocker. Abdul says, I like one-on-one conversations on YouTube. Some YouTubers have millions of subscribers. How do you talk to people? See, this is the problem. Now, look, at the end of the day, I don't think I'll ever get to that situation, but that's the thing about when you kind of have something small like I have now, then it is very personable. I think, in answer to your question, Abdul, is like I said, let's say, for example, my channel grows and I get more people. If someone like yourself's around, I'm always going to remember your name. I'm always going to remember you at the beginning. So you would always be more important. Not that you know what I'm trying to say. So it would always be more personable. And I really like that aspect of a new channel. Someone like Peter, someone like McMauler, they kind of join me at my beginning. And my beginning is only really just recently. But even if you stick around, I'll always remember you. And it's like, you know, when those people are your people because you grew with them, they're your people, and you should always kind of make time for your people in life. It's like that's your immediate family, and then everyone else is kind of like the extended family. Arthur says, you doing England-Ghana tomorrow? Pfft. Of course, bro. I am there for the England game, man. I cannot wait, bro. Let's go. Even if you're 30 seconds ahead of me, I'm definitely doing the England game. 100%. 100%. Arthur says, how long ago did you start? A couple of months ago. So it's pretty new, but I've been thinking about doing it for a couple of years. I just couldn't find the time and whatnot, but I thought it's now or never. Let's just get it done. And I've always kind of believed in life. If you want to do something, just do it. Give it a go. And then if it's not for you, it's not for you. At least you tried. Abdul says, I Show Speed doesn't know anything about football. He has millions and goes to games. He doesn't know anything. Well, this is it. It's like, I don't really know much about, obviously I know who he is, obviously. But, you know, I know his whole gimmick thing about Ronaldo, Messi and all that sort of stuff. And it just goes to show people can make millions and whatever for these things. But I believe in my interest. My interests are video games and football. So when I did my channel, that's what I'm basing it around. I'm not here to try and like talk to people about stuff I don't know. It's irrelevant, right? It's pointless. It's like, there's people out there that will cover anything for the fame, notoriety, clicks and money. And it's like, come on, man. Like, money does not change. Money does not make you happy. I know that for a fact. I've earned good money in my life. I've had high paying careers in my life. I've had average paying careers in my life. And I know that it's like that, the Biggie Smalls song, more money, more problems, 100%. Arthur says he started because he said Christopher Ronaldo's suit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like a whole gimmick. I mean, it's like, it's crazy, right? What people blow up in this world for. It's like, there's some really talented people out there Now, I'm sure I'm sure he's a sharp guy. You can't get that big in the world without having something about you. But some people blow up over absolutely nothing, and you think, what? I don't understand. I mean, my sons, when they were younger, one of my sons, he would watch iShowSpeed or little bits of it, and I'm like, what is this trash? But kids and people with too much time on their hands, what are you going to do, right? McMauler says, but being like a mad and psycho issue sounds making it is the only way to get famous. Yeah, this is it. Sensationalism, throwing out projected energy like you're really like... who's a good example? Right, okay, so this is a little bit controversial. I really like his channel, and I like him as a person. So Expressions Oozing, the Tottenham YouTuber, is brilliant. So funny. The guy is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Really intelligent, really sharp. And obviously, he's a Tottenham fan, right? But the fact of the matter is, when Tottenham are getting slapped 4-1, 5-1, and every goal goes in, you don't feel that way when every goal goes in. Obviously, it's a bit of an act for the cameras, but nobody takes football to heart that much that when their team concedes a goal, it hurts them like that. But you know, it's a bit of an act, it's a bit of a show, and it is what it is. But if people think that's real, then you know, that's on them. McMauler says you can get exclusive last 40 to 45 years football knowledge from my Addy, bro. So don't worry. Well, yeah, I've been around a long time and I've watched football for a long time. I followed football a long time, and yeah. See, I remember football before the Premier League started, put it that way. And, you know, a lot of people will have you believe that football started in 1992, but obviously there is a lot of football that happened prior to that. In the inception of the Premier League. Right, corner comes in from Austria, cleared by Argentina. And we've got a bit of a back and forth match without any real team really getting a hold on the game. Arthur says, whenever I go to my local, we always lose. Is that what it is, yeah? Oh, mate. So that's the thing. Arthur, yourself, obviously you're from Surrey yourself. Yeah, I knew what you meant. So Arthur, obviously you're from Surrey yourself. So not a Chelsea man growing up, not because obviously it's mostly Chelsea your way, surely. What got you into the Arsenal? Let me know, bro. I grew up in Stoke Newton, London. So I lived literally not a stone's throw, but Highbury was very close to me. I used to go to Highbury before the Emirates on a Thursday night, and you could walk into the stadium, open access, by the way. You could walk in onto the Highbury pitch anytime, day or night. It was always open. And you could also, on a Thursday, you could walk in and watch the reserves play. It's absolutely crazy. Different world. Arthur says, don't know, just pick them up. Fair enough, mate, fair enough. Obviously, I'm assuming mostly it's Chelsea around Surrey way, Cobham and all that. But yeah, I grew up in between Arsenal and Spurs growing up. So yeah, I had a lot of that football influence around me as a kid. But I chose LiverpoolFC because I'm a glory hunter. Oh, mostly Palace ran your way. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, fair. Sellers Park, Crystal Palace. That's a ground I've been to many times. Really good atmosphere. Always a good atmosphere. I've seen Crystal Palace play about 4 or 5 matches there. McMorner says, I'm now just Boca Junior supporter. Fair enough, bro. That's because you're man Edinson Cavani, yeah? Abdul says, was Barnes your favourite player? Spot on, my man. That was my favourite player as a kid, John Barnes. And, you know, my ethnicity, I'm half English, half Nigerian. And John Barnes was a big hero to me as a kid growing up. Black footballer, you know, me being half black, half white. So, you know, having but being mixed race, you know, you kind of gravitate a certain way. Oh, here we go. Great touch there from Messi. Oh, Messi have a chance on a rebound. Saved. But yeah, I gravitated towards John Barnes as a kid. Absolutely loved him because he was just epic. And I was already a Liverpool supporter by then. So by the time John Barnes joined Liverpool, perfect for me. It was a good block, Arthur. It really was. Messi could have had a hat-trick so far. Great touch from Messi, trying to set up a chance. On the rebound, that is a sensational block. That was arrowing into the corner. But you're on the rebound there. Good save from the keeper. Messi on the... Oh, great block. Great block. McMauler, now world superstar. No Ronaldo, no Messi. Blah, blah, blah. Only one man. Capo Verde keeper. Yeah. That's the thing as well. Right, hold on. We've got the break here. Martinez on the right-hand side. Looking for Messi in the middle. Tries to play it back. Too many red shirts at the back. And that lack of pace of Argentina is crippling. They are slow. They are so one-paced. It is unbelievable. Should be about 3, but only 1. Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. I wouldn't go that far, bro. I'm trying though. The thing is though, it's a little bit, it gets easier, but sometimes when there's loads of people in the chat, the football kind of goes on the wayside because you just can't do both. You're trying to read everyone's comments, keep them happy, engage in the chat because that's what's really the interesting part. The football is like the background story, and you know, it'll be interesting next season because I'm definitely going to do Premier League and I'll be doing a lot of the big matches. I'll be doing every Liverpool game because that's my team. But yeah, I'll have to find a way to enjoy the game and enjoy the chat as well because I don't really want to miss, you know, it's difficult. When it's your own team and you just want to, you know what I mean, you want to lock in on the game. But we shall see how it goes. I think you just got to become accustomed to these things. But yeah, maybe there's a certain point and time as well where in the future I might do things like when we was talking the other day, Abdul, about, you know, call-in shows and whatnot. I kind of like that idea. None of this 5-hour stuff, but have it so that football fans of any club can call in, chat about our clubs. What do we think about this game, the transfers, this and that. Arthur, you doing Liverpool games? I certainly am, bro. Liverpool. Yeah, I see what you did there, bro. I'm doing the Liverpool games. Yes, I am, bro. Yes, I am. Hopefully there's going to be another Sobersley rocket, mate, at Anfield that takes you out 1-0. McMauler says, when Ade, bro, is manager, my little cuddle is playing as a winger. I hope my son does get there one day, bro. I hope so. So Martinez with the kick out. Argentina playing it around the back. Romero and Lisandro Martinez. Abdul says, Brian on Anfield Irishman, mad 5-hour stream. Ade F. I don't know where you're going with that, bro. Retracted. Let me know where you was going with that, bro. Brian on Anfield Irishman, mad 5-hour stream. That's what you were saying to me the other day. I mean, I can imagine a 5-hour stream once a week where lots of people talked up and you had loads to talk about in one day. But once you've covered it on a Wednesday, what's there to talk about on a Thursday? Do you know what I mean? It's too much. Do you know what I mean? I hope. Ade for Pep's replacement, I meant to say. Fair enough, my bro. That's all good, bro. That's all good. Mate, do you know something? A lot of us, obviously, we love our football, and a lot of us will fall into the side of football that we like in terms of, are we a more tactical person or are we someone who's more of a vibes person? Do you know what I mean? I'm someone that is more about the vibes and the passion and the energy for the game. All right, here we go. We've got a break on now. Lionel Messi. So no one there. I mean, it was such a deep break that by the time the ball was played up into the Austria box and there was no support. But yeah, in terms of Abdul says structure the stream better. Everyone speak one by one. That is a good point. Maybe it's a learning process. I haven't seen that guy's channel, but I think when I try to do my own, I would definitely try and do that. Maybe there's some kind of queuing system you can initiate to let everybody have their say, etc. But yeah, as I was saying, we kind of all fall into the category. Do we kind of enjoy the tactical side of the game? Or is it more about the passion and the energy and the vibes of it? Do you know what I mean? I like a bit of both, but the actual tactical breakdown of football, honestly, it's another level. And I'm not saying I'm okay with it, but you know, I've got a friend of mine. He works in the tactics and that side of football, and has done a lot of coaching and stuff. And some of the stuff that they will show you about things, it's like, wow, it's like I never saw that coming. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of us, obviously, we're football fans, but our level of understanding of the game is obviously not going to be the same as a player. And as for the coaches, it's next level. McMauler says, okay, next our channel editor, Arthur, bro. Yeah, can be one day, because one day if I grow and get a little bit bigger, I definitely need some moderators. So anyone is interested, they can obviously let me know. That will be an absolute pleasure. Arthur says, if I'm there, vibes. If I'm not, tactics. I hear that, bro. I hear you, bro. I hear that. McMauler, main editor. There you go. Abdul says, football is all opinion and everything's points, valid, good points and bad points. Yeah, this is it. This is it. And ultimately, right, Messi with the break there. So Argentina, a lot of bodies forward. All right, here we go. Laid off. Oh, what a goal that is. You know he was going to come through. This guy is the absolute GOAT. Honestly, you know that when it comes down to it, he was going to make amends. What a sensational goal that is. Who laid that off? There is a ball, there's a dummy in the box. I think it was from Alexis McAllister. And Messi sweeps into it and slaps it home 1-0. That was absolutely sensational. Arthur says, I went out and they just scored. I hear you, bro. Catch it on the replay. That's such a good goal. That's brilliant football. Mauler, I'll come to your message in a minute. But honestly, this little guy, this is what you love. This is the people that impact football at the highest level. The guy missed the penalty. He doesn't shrink into his shell. He just finds the answer. He's like, nah, I'm going to go cold up there. I'm going to reset and I'm going to slap us into the lead. Absolutely sensational goal. Brilliant, brilliant play. Oh, it's just a sensational finish as well. Just brilliant. Just sends keeper the wrong way. And now Lionel Messi is the highest scorer in World Cup tournament football. What an absolute legend. And you just know it's kind of inevitable. He will find the answer. 100%. Just sensational. I just love this guy, honestly. It's just a genius. Just genius. Right, going back to the other comments that I missed. McMauler says, that's why you only watch rugby, Formula 1, MotoGP. No one will come to argue. I hear that, my bro. That's it, team sports. Football does have that tribalism to it where people just get affected so much. And yeah, I know what you mean. Solo sports, basically. Arthur says, yeah, you went out and they just scored. Hopefully you've seen the replay now. Let me know what you thought of the goal, Arthur. Sensational stuff. The dummy as well, the setup, brilliant. McMauler says, Abdul says Argentina love the dark arts and one player called Messi and Maradona. Oh, 100%. I mean, yeah, look, I mean, embarrassing. I mean, it's Posh kind of nudges Almada in the face with his shoulder. It's a silly thing, it's frustration, but he goes down holding his face trying to get a fellow pro sent off. I'm not here for those stupid games. They're not fun, they're just games. It's just nonsense. Why do that? Abdul says, oh, Argentina love the dark arts. Yeah, exactly. I knew what you meant, bro. They do love the dark arts. And that does kind of make them... It's something a little bit repulsive about them, but I guess it's that kind of win at all cost mentality, which some people will love and some people will not like. McMauler says, Messi is now officially climbs up to #1 goal scorer in FIFA World Cup history, overtaking Miroslav Klose. You are spot on. Arthur says, setup was good, goal was average. Fair enough, my bro, fair enough. Sometimes it's the making that is even better. Obviously, for him, it's an easy finish. But yeah, I thought it was a great goal. But yeah, the running dummy on it, lovely stuff. To be aware of it. So now we've got a game on irons, and hopefully Austria have to step up and come out. I don't know where this leaves the group at the moment and what this means for Austria, but obviously Argentina are looking for their second win. Right, so this game should open up a bit more now. Austria have to go for it. Can anyone remember automatically what was Austria's first match? I can't remember. So where are they in the group? Cannot remember. So Pat says, oh, Arthur's got the popcorn out. Let's go. Give me some of that. Hopefully it's salted with a bit of sweet as well. Funnily enough, I remember making popcorn with my dearly departed mum. We'd throw the peanuts in there as well. Get it all going. Let's go. So Pat says, mate, a pair of pink Predator tongue over footy boots and a new LFC kit. How much? Mate, if that's the case, well, these days, pink Predator tongue over the footy boots and a Liverpool kit, that will set you back £240 of your finest English pounds, sir. That's what it will cost you, Sir Pats. McMauler says, Pablo Aimar, all you bros forgetting this name. No, I remember this guy. I remember Pablo Aimar, great player. He kind of had a lot of pressure put on him to be like the Maradona replacement, as a lot of the players after Maradona were titled. There was another one. Who was the other one? So Patch, Peter, you're similar vintage, you remember. Another curly-haired Argentinian player. Oh, what was his name? He was the guy before Pablo Aimar, but the one after Maradona. There was another Argentinian superstar. He was very good, had all the technique, but obviously he wasn't Maradona. Arthur reckons it will set you back £4,000, Pat, and maybe he's even close, you know what I mean? McMauler says, against Jordan, 3-1, Austria won. That's the one. Okay, so they're comfortably in third place, fair enough. And Peter says, Peter's gone with a realistic 450 pounds, Pat. Yeah, probably. Look, one of us is going to be right. But either way, the answer is too much. That is the answer, ladies and gentlemen. Too much in this day and age. Mario Kempes. No. Mario Kempes was played at the World Cup with Maradona in 78. So, no, there's another player. Another Argentinian. Austria currently second. Fair dues. Yeah, because Jordan will be bottom. And Messi slapped. Who did Messi slap 3 against? Algeria, that's the one. Yeah. So obviously, yeah. So Austria's all right at the moment, and they'll have a last game against Algeria. So we've got 7 minutes additional time. I'm trying to remember this player. I'll have to look it up on the internet. There was an Argentinian superstar. Nah, not Zanetti. No, not Zanetti. He's a right back. No, it was a number. It was another player. It was a number 10, and he played for Argentina after the Maradona era, but before Pablo Aimar. So you're talking about in the mid-90s to, and he played in La Liga as well. I'll find his name. I can't believe I can't remember him. He's a good player, but he didn't fulfill his potential. Got it, guys. I looked it up. It's this. Nah, Colaccini. Nah. You're struggling. Canizia, that's a good guess. No. You will see it. When you see the name, I'm typing it in the chat. So for people around, Peter says cannibalism. Colaccini, no, he played for Newcastle. He did have curly hair, good one, but it's not him. He played for Newcastle. He was a centre-back. This is the player. If any of you remember this guy. I think he played for Valencia as well at one point. Argentina. He was meant to be the spiritual successor to Diego Maradona, and this is the player. Let me know if you remember this player, guys. This guy was a baller, but he did not reach his potential. Peter says, that guy. Yeah. Yeah, Ariel Ortega, really, really good player, but never lived up to the potential. No, not that one there. This is the player, Ariel Ortega. You can even see in the picture, he's kind of even got a little bit of the hair of the thingy there, of the Maradona. He's 52 these days. He was a midfielder for Argentina. He played in the era I was talking about in the 90s. 514 games, 105 goals scored. So yeah, that was the guy. That was the guy. So Austria now, having a little bit of possession, but not showing massive intent. It looks like they're saving their reserves for the second half. So hold on. McMorder says, why brothers talk on cannibalism? No way, bro. Arthur says, you knew that, soldier. Fair enough, brother. You got the knowledge. I just forgot his name, but do you know what I mean? I knew there was somebody from that era, but I remember he was a letdown in terms of his career. McMorder says, only my Peter bro can answer on these players along with Ade, bro. I mean, yeah, we are senior guys, but we're trying to keep it young and fresh still. And yeah. Arthur's got the heads gone emoji there. That's the thing in this world. So many footballers have come and gone. And, yeah, so many footballers have come and gone. And I can imagine it must be so difficult to turn off from the adulation of the crowd. Especially imagine being a goal scorer and, you know, being a footballer and all of a sudden you're just gone. You've got to keep yourself happy and healthy and active in this world. As you age and mature, whatever your job is, whatever you're doing in your life, you've got to make sure that you're keeping yourself happy, active, healthy, fit, keeping your brain engaged, and yeah, keep yourself pushing forward. McMorland says, don't believe guys, my Peter bro, had it 15 years. But I wish I was 23, mate. I'd kill to be 23. My son is older than, my oldest son is older than 23. So, do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, It's been a life. It's been a life, put it that way. Arthur throws out the football, the knowledge. I see you, Arthur, the knowledge. All good. And yeah, Sepp Pats, 240. Oh, sorry, Sepp Pats, I missed that. 240 quid for the boots alone. Are you serious? It's disgusting, honestly. I'll tell you what as well, guys. We all love the game of football as this first half comes to a close. Football is literally now becoming an elitist sport. We grew up with it. You play on the streets, playing out back in the estate with your friends or whatever, wherever you're from, etc. Football now, you're talking about kids. If you're not in an academy by 6 or 7, you won't make it to the top tier. You've got to have all of the food, the supplements, the dietary requirements. You've got to do extra coaching with the kids. You've got to do so much with youngsters these days that we're now getting to the point where 7 or 8. Okay, case in point, Max Dowman, the youngster coming through your team, Arthur. Now his parents are millionaires anyway, so and whatnot. But some of the finances that have gone into giving Max Dowman a leg up in football, the talent maybe he would have got there anyway. But what I'm getting at, when you see the pathway of players like Mbappe and whatnot, these people have had so much money pumped into them. Obviously, they got the talent as well. But do you know what I mean? It's like, and what you're going to find over the next 10 to 15 years is that football is moving away, even further away from the streets. And now it's just becoming potentially an elitist and completely systematic academic approach where you just got to have money. Whereas, let's say, for example, oh yeah, Max Dowman's parents, yeah, they're multi-millionaires, mate. He does not need the money at all. His parents are caked off to insane levels, mate. It's mad. So, McMorla says, guys, Ade bro soon born to... before he born. I don't know where you're going with that one, McMorley. You have to break that one down again. Right, it's half time here. But yeah, so what I'm kind of trying to say with football is that when you grew up in Britain in the 70s, 80s and 90s, cricket, rugby are kind of not elitist sports, but you know, they're well-to-do sports in the terms of you go to certain colleges and that'll be your pathway into the system. Formula One is the perfect example of if you do not come from money, you cannot make it. It is impossible because of the expense of the sport. Hence, Lewis Hamilton doesn't come from money, but his dad worked about 3 jobs, literally killed himself to give Lewis the platform because he knew his son could do it. Football is not a million miles away from that, and that is the real scary thing. McMorla says Formula One, exactly. Arthur says, 275 million, effing hell. What, is that Max Dowman's parent? I didn't know. Is that what you just looked up, yeah? Mate, his parents are caked off, I told you. But is that what you've just checked up? Let me know. And, just so I know it's confirmed, because I haven't done research into Max Dowman like that, because I'm not like that guy. But I knew he came from well-off money. McMorla says, that my Addy bro missed. If he got money, is currently Ayrton Senna. There you go, bro. That was the dream. If I'd had money, Ayrton Senna, that would be me, the goal. That was the dream. But yeah, so Max Dowman, Arthur, for example, you can confirm if that's his family wealth. But yeah, his dad is caked off with cash. So obviously imagine Max growing up, he's not wanting for anything. You could give him the absolute best. Do you know what I mean? Where the average footballer, kid growing up, they're not going to be getting served the best foods, the best nutrients, the best everything. Extra training, extra coaching, extra everything. So it's like my nephew has a young son. His son's about 4.5. My nephew is putting loads of money to give him a chance, to make it. Do you know what I mean? And it's just a different world. My best friend, he's got all of his 3 sons play football at certain levels and quite decent level as well, academy levels, 2 of them. And he travels up and down the country. He's spending an arm and a leg, taking them to tournaments, taking them to this and that. And he's not well off, but he's not short of a few quid either. And he's got a really good job and he's earned a lot of money. So, but not Max Dowman money. Do you know what I mean? But he puts a lot of time and money into his sons, giving them the opportunity to be footballers. But honestly, in 15 years' time, when we look back and we're older, greyer, etc., you will see that footballers are coming from a certain background, and it's just the way it's going to be. Basically, the days of your Wayne Rooney and your Eden Hazard and your Luis Suarez that are kicking balls on the street, those days will be over. The days of street footballers will be over. And that's the real tragedy, because those are the guys that have football in their hearts. Those are the guys that have the raw football skill and passion that we love. Do you know what I mean? The Rayan Shirky type footballer. Whereas now we're just generating systemic robotic footballers these days. All about the coaching. And Arthur, I blame your manager as part of the progress, mate. McMorla says, only one man who can play with accelerator in corners, slows corners, only one Ayrton Senna. There you go, my man, exactly. Arthur says, football not meant to be a posh sport like F1. I know, my brother, but this is where it's going. And I don't think football will ever end up as that kind of truly elitist sport, the way, rugby and cricket are kind of seen, and obviously F1, which is completely elitist. But football will be a lot more further away. Obviously, when we're growing up in our time and being children playing football out of our friends, etc., football was known as the working man's game or the working class game. Football is no longer the working class game, sadly. But we can see where it's going, because look at the prices. St. Pat's, sorry I didn't address you properly earlier on. St. Pat's was talking about football boots. 250 quid. How can an average family or people that earn a relatively low wage replace football boots? And you've seen the quality of football boots these days. My son plays football for an academy himself. And I've had to, hook or by crook, get boots and whatnot. And it's like, you're thinking, just don't grow out of these too quickly, because I've got to now find another 70, 80 quid. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and that's not even the best boots. That's the most basic boots. And it's like, how do you win? How do you win? Do you know what I mean? It's scary, scary times, guys. Mola says, in that era without proper improvements, when Senna is there, others in podiums. Yeah, well, this is it, my man. It's like back then, it was a slightly different sport, but still there was so much money back in that. But saying that, even Ayrton Senna from Brazil, which is obviously quite an impoverished country overall, Ayrton Senna came from money. And that's how he was able to get into Formula One. So, a lot of sports are, if you don't start off with the right connections and the right finances, you can't make it. So, but yeah, that guy I loved Ayrton Senna. Absolute G. But yep, halftime. Keep the chat going, people. I'm just going to look at the halftime stats, as I like to do on the channel. It's just my little habit. I like to see the breakdown of the game. And I will, of course, address the chat at the same time. So, obviously, halftime score is Argentina 1, Austria 0. The assist was from Medina. I do believe the man with the step over should be getting the assist, but Messi with the lovely strike into the bottom corner, making it 1-0 to the world champions. Right, 60% possession for Argentina, 40 for Austria, 1.05 XG for Argentina, and they have one goal. 0.24 for Austria. Not really any great chances for them. 3 shots with 2 on target for Argentina and 2 shots for Austria with 0 on target. 8 touches for Argentina in the Austrian box. 9 for Austria in the Argentina box. No saves by Emi Martinez. 1 for the Austrian keeper. Aerial duels won 4 by Argentina. 8 by Austria. 8 fouls committed by the Argentinians, who are obviously quite a strong-arm tactics nation. 5 by the Austrians. 2 corners for Austria, none for Argentina. Kind of makes sense in as that they are quite a short team. We don't have the running stats here on the site, but so be it. So the score is 1-0 to Argentina at half-time. McMorla says that fastest corner barrier just made a heartbreak to proper F1 man. Oh, 100%. That was the Imola curve, that was. And you know what? I kind of don't watch Formula 1 after that. It was a long, long time ago. And I used to watch every bit of Formula 1. I used to love practice, qualifying, the races, everything. After my guy died, something died in me for that sport. It was done. So Pat's my brother. Welcome back. Yep, that was my point. It is totally becoming a capitalist pastime. The price of the kit, the game tickets, the TV stream, players on 400 grand per week. It's out of control. It is out of control. It's so far removed from the game we know. Now, like, I try to make it a priority to take because my younger son is into football. My older two, not so much. My older son supports Chelsea, but he doesn't really follow it. Middle son, not into football at all. He loves MMA and fighting sports. I love my boxing as well. But me and my younger son, it's all about football. I try to take him to a match every year. But it's been so difficult lately. You can't even get a ticket. And when you do get a ticket, the prices are exorbitant. So how do you keep up? It's disgusting. So Pat says, I just used to hope I'd get a Wembley trophy at Christmas. Do you know what I mean? That's oh no, mate. Honest, it's just different times, isn't it? It's just different times. But we are where we are. Does anyone in the chat get to go any matches wherever they are in their countries locally? Arthur, do you get to go to any Arsenal games yourself? Have you ever been at Arsenal? It's very difficult season ticket holder, but do let us know. I remember being a youngster working in the bookmakers in the betting shops. McMorla, a bookmaker is someone who works in a betting shop or whatnot. I used to work in one when I was very young, and I used to serve Charlie George, who is a famous Arsenal attacking winger stroke midfielder for the Arsenal. He won the double in 1971, And he used to come into my betting shop on the Caledonian Road. He used to come in with his money in his pocket. He'd have a finger missing, because I swear he must have lost some money in some dodgy bets, Charlie George. And he would always give me a wink. "You're right, son." Slap the money on the counter. And whenever he was putting his money down on the horses, if the horse was 6-1, he'd be like, "Give me 7-1, son." And I'll be like really intimidated. I'm like, "All right, Charlie." And I'll give him 7-1. I'm like, flipping hell, man, I'm going to get in trouble here. But yeah, this is the life. Do you know what I mean? Some of the footballers that I've seen in my life and used to speak to, crazy stuff. Going back through the messages, Arthur says, "No, I don't go. I go to my local more often." Fair enough, bro. It's chance enough even getting it. That's the thing. I used to go to some games at Highbury. Like I said, I used to go to, you could just walk in and watch the reserves play at Highbury. But as soon as they went to the Emirates, you can't get a ticket for love nor money. Absolutely crazy. And that's the thing. It hasn't got any easier at Arsenal. For 20 years, it's literally been mission impossible. You need to get Tom Cruise down there to try and get you a ticket. It is crazy. But yeah, no, I hear you, Sir Pats. Like, just back then, you're just happy to basically, you're grateful to get anything, especially as you mature and you look back and you think what your parents or your parent had to go through to get stuff. And these days, yeah, it just is what it is. It is what it is. And this is why a lot of people are kind of turning themselves away from Premier League football. The cost of it, VAR turning people away from the sport, and just the average person falling in love with, out of love with the game. Now, here's another thing as well. Arthur was asking me how long I've done the channel. 2 months now, say. Now, one of the reasons I did this channel is because I wanted to reinvigorate and reignite my passion for football. Because after last season, and nothing to do with LiverpoolFC, having an absolute stinker after Arne Slot, I was just getting fed up with football. Sickened of the tactics, the crowding of the keeping, the time wasting, and just the way football has gone. I thought if I could do a channel and concentrate a lot of the focus on football, do watch-alongs, it would give me a way to enjoy football again. And that was one of my big passions, because I love football. But I found that after midway through last season, I was falling out of love with the game, and I've never had that in my life. I've always watched it my whole life, and I was literally kind of contemplating, do I want to keep watching football? Do you know what I mean? That's literally how I felt. And the tipping point for me, it wasn't just the games that are being played being a lot more boring than often. It's the VAR. The VAR has killed so much passion in football for me. I despise that mechanism. I despise that process within the game. If I could change anything in the game tomorrow, it would be that. I'd get it gone. I can't stand it. Right, but on that note, I'm going to take a quick 30-second break. I will wash my hands and go to the toilet. So I will be back soon. Please drop any things in the chat. And if you haven't liked the stream so far, please drop a like on the stream. Would appreciate it. Right, back. Let's go. Second half about to kick off shortly. Players are getting ready. Let's address some of the chat. Arthur says, make sure to like and subscribe. Arthur, you legend. Thank you so much, bro. Really appreciate it. The big up. And Gary, my main man, Gary, respect, bro. Gary says, great chat, guys. It really is. It's absolutely fantastic. And going back to Abdul's comments earlier, that's what's really nice about this thing. You can connect with people. Now, obviously, a lot of the people are in the UK. But, you know, Mauler is over in the complete other side of the world, which is, you know, it's a beautiful thing. It can bring people together in a way that, you know, is unlike no other, obviously. So, yeah, I think it's absolutely phenomenal what people can achieve online, etc. And if you do it with the right intentions as well, then, you know, all the better for it. So, fantastic. So we're just about to kick off the second half. So it's doing the countdown. Right, second half has kicked off. So let's go. What have Austria got in response? We shall see. The emojis are flying in the chat. Yes, Gary. Gary, we've got a new subscriber, Arthur, who's saying hello. Arthur, Gary is also a gooner like yourself. So you boys, I know, were obviously loving it. Obviously, Gary, I know Gary went to the parade because he's already told me. He went to the parade. Arthur, did you get yourself down there? Let me know. One of my good friends who's, he doesn't really come online. All right, Austria in the box. Chance early on. Ooh. Argentina with a break now. Messi on the ball. Yeah, one of my friends took his 4 kids with him down to the parade, and yeah, they got kind of roughed up in the crowd, and it was a bit of a nightmare experience. Arthur couldn't go. He had something on. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. I was there the day before, and it did look lively when you saw the images. But sadly, there's obviously got to be a certain amount of idiots that go there for the wrong reasons. Whether that's to flipping abuse women or do something, do you know what I mean? It's like, honestly, man, humanity sometimes sucked. Arthur says you watched on the YouTube channel. Fair enough, my bro. Yeah, Gary, if you're still there, bro, let us know how you found it. I remember you said you enjoyed it. You just saw the team busting and you walked off. You ducked out, I remember. But yeah, Arthur, was it on did it come on Arsenal's official TV channel, was it? I don't even know if Arsenal do. They must have their own TV channel. I don't know. I assume they do. And anyway, yep, they do. And the thing is as well, Arthur, how are you feeling next season about retaining a title? Are you confident? Or what are you thinking as? Obviously, we were talking a little bit via the comments. I think obviously they will be favourites next season. There are obviously a few positions where they can improve upon. I don't know if Arteta will release the handbrake on their style of play, because obviously there's been questionable talk about the style of play. Will it be a bit more attractive this season? Will he let loose the handbrake and let them play a bit more? But I think they can improve in a couple of positions. Obviously, we talked about Morgan Rogers and whatnot. Arthur said, more focus on the Champions League. Yeah, I hear that, man. To be honest with you, a team like Arsenal with the history they got, Arsenal are easily the biggest team in world football not to win. Well, not world football, in European football, not to win the Champions League. It seems quite incredible that a team with Arsenal's history hasn't won the Champions League, but it goes to show how difficult it is. And, you know, my boys, LFC, we've only done it 6 times. But, you know, yeah, you got to get there. You got to get there. Peter says, those flares peeps used now are counterproductive to watching anything. Yeah, I know what you mean, my man. I know it is jarring. It is jarring. Oh, says, all right, Gloria. Yeah, I know, man. I know. Well, but this is the thing, though, right? You start, right? You laugh, right? But here's the thing. Obviously, it depends when you start supporting a club. So yeah, I enjoyed a little bit of glory, and then the 90s hit, and there was hardly any glory. apart from the odd cup and obviously the Champions League in 2005. So sometimes you get cursed. Now imagine, look at Man United. Now Man United are the biggest team in England. Yeah, I don't really get too much into this whole my club's bigger than her club and this one's bigger than their club and all that. Let's have it right. Man United are absolutely massive. Now, they also enjoyed obviously the dominance under Alex Ferguson and the expansion of the Premier League and all of the money and all the power and everything. It's like they got themselves into that number one position, and it's still going to take a lot for somebody to overtake them in the overall size category, if at all, if ever, to be honest. We shall see. We will never know. But the point is this. Imagine you're a Man United fan, but let's say you're a Man United fan, you're born in 2005. And then you win your last title when you were 8, and you ain't seen another one for 13 years. And you never know, you might not see another. So you got an 8-year-old Man United fan that saw the title, and they might not see it again until they're 40. Do you know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. Sometimes you could be really lucky with the glory hunting, you know, or unlucky. That's going to be offside. Messi's through. That's offside, surely. Why didn't they blow that earlier? That was miles offside. But he didn't really do anything with the chance, Messi. I mean, he's about 6 yards offside. Should have finished earlier anyway. Good play there from Austria. Tries to float one into the box. Crowded out. So who's this girl in the crowd? Someone who looks like she doesn't want to be there. Peter says European footy in the 80s had us all wearing Sergio Tacchini and Kappa clothes on Merseyside. Football fashion. Mate, Kappa clothes as well. Wow. Arthur says, is it really not obvious enough for the Lino to give up? Oh, mate, honestly. Arthur, was that not the most obvious offside you've seen in your life? You got 38-year-old Messi, who I'm still faster than, by the way, and he was like 7 yards offside. And imagine, right, he's herring down on goal. Imagine he pulls up and does his hamstring. All for what? You could have stopped it. It's the most obvious offside ever. And that when that rule came in as well, it's so retarded. And sorry, shouldn't even use that word online, but you get my point. Ultimately, the way these athletes are these days, now imagine there's going to come a time next season, Arthur, where maybe Saka's bursting through. And you already know he's got a dodgy hamstring already. And somebody's offside flag could have saved him a hamstring injury. Do you know what I mean? And honestly, it's another crap rule in football. It's ridiculous. Arthur said, oh no, I've done that one. And yeah, exactly, Peter. The fashions of the 80s, my bro. The fashions of the 80s. Right, so Messi is lining up a free kick. Gary responds, yeah, too right. Yeah, exactly, about it offside, exactly. So Messi is approximately 35 yards out. No way he's shooting from here. Dinks it into the box, lovely dink. Cleared by Alaba. Austria defense. They've played themselves into trouble. Lautaro Martinez. God, he looks like he's. Martinez looks like he's. This is Lautaro, by the way, the striker, the Inter striker. He looks like he's towing a caravan on his back. He looks so out of shape and overweight. Wow. Argentinian fans going wild in the stands. Just going to make sure there's no breaking news on this Diamande move. But yes, at Pat's, I think it's going to happen. Hey, Natasha, how are you? It is certainly hot, my dear. It is very hot. How are you doing, Natasha? Apart from the fact you're melting. I hope you are well, my dear. What do you know, Natasha? Any new news that you've seen? Arthur waves big hello to you, Natasha. Arthur's a new a new subscriber to the channel. He's an Arsenal fan, by the way, so don't hold it against him. Natasha, what do you know? Any news on the new Diamande bid? Let me know. So Pat says, mate, pump this into ChatGPT. Which team, Liverpool, Manchester United, has grown most in financial value since 2010? I think we know the answer there, bro. It's definitely LFC. Natasha says 40 degrees on Wednesday and Thursday. Oh, it's gonna be Scorchio, proper El Scorchio, Natasha, 100%. No more news on transfers. Yeah, that's the thing. Hopefully they're talking about the second bid going in. Hopefully it's going to be the last bid. If that's the player we want to replace Salah, just get it done. Obviously, if they're already going to 100 million, just pay it and get it done. Right, cross coming in. It was a good save, Arthur. You are spot on, mate. A bit of a camera job there, but that's a good sighter for the Sabitzer, the free kick taker, though. At the end of the day, if he gets another opportunity. Sometimes you need a sighter as a player that's taking a strike on goal. You need your first one to be a sighter, and your second one is the one that counts. Natasha says they are thinking of closing schools and colleges on Wednesday and Thursday. Oh, so OTT. I mean, at the end of the day, of course, you've got to look after people, but you know what's wrong with kids going in with a light shirt, some shorts? They'll be okay. Make sure they're getting hydrated. Keep all the windows open. Even take some... Why don't they be revolutionary, Natasha? And just take the children outside and have some classes outside. Go and do something natural. Don't need to be sitting by computer screens, for example. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, my children have literally stopped going to school now. I've got one in college, but I know your one's a little bit younger than that. So, yeah. But why don't they do something a bit more, different? Be experimental. We should get a bank. We should, Arthur, mate. We should. Anytime the sun comes out, just give us an extra bank holiday. Keir Starmer resigns today. Bank holiday. Let's do it. Somebody's kid drops an ice cream on the floor. Boo-hoo. Bank holiday. Let's go. But how are you, Natasha? How are things with yourself? Apart from the heat, are you keeping well? Please let me know. It's also funny, Natasha. I just was quickly scrolling on my phone for any news, and then you popped up in the chat. And you are the best news person I know, without a shadow of a doubt. Oh, it's Shakira. Shakira. They're showing Shakira in the crowd and the fans are going, whoop, whoop. Arthur says, when Burnham gets a job, he should give us a bank holiday. Exactly. And that's the thing. Obviously, we've got some people in the chat that live in the Liverpool area. So obviously, what do you think? I don't know. I mean, everyone's political knowledge or intelligence is at a different level. I'm not a man that's into politics. I'll be real. Obviously, I know what's going on and I understand the premise of politics. I'm a sharp enough cookie, but I have no interest in politics because ultimately, I don't believe it makes a difference, in my opinion. But Andy Burnham, who obviously used to be the mayor up in Liverpool, yeah, he's going to be the new prime minister. So I've heard a little bit on the grapevine that he didn't really do the greatest job in the Liverpool area. So what do you guys know about him, to be honest? Because I know very little of him. Abdul, I catch up with yours. They like market opportunity and ladies. I know, this is the crowd. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, if you're going to show women in the crowd, okay, maybe I can understand the Shakira thing. Good looking lady and obviously she's famous. So I get that. But, these cameramen are absolute perverts. They're always on every little moment. They haven't done it much in this game, I've noticed. They haven't done the whole looking for a female in the crowd. So, But honestly, during the Germany game, I couldn't believe it. I saw more women than footballers. The way those cameramen were so hungry. It was crazy. Natasha says, they said today that general election should be called. Oh, okay, I see. So Pat says, absolute growth. Liverpool and United almost tied, but Liverpool's fractionally ahead. Liverpool, 5.38 billion. Oh, really? In terms of value? I didn't realise that. Okay, fair enough. Abdul says, check the hard drive and phone on his cameraman. Mate, honestly. 100%. These guys are absolute scoundrels, mate. Arthur, I missed your one. Count Binface should get it. Who's Count Binface? Mate, my political knowledge on the actual politicians is poor. I'm somebody, to be honest with you, I'm not into celebrity culture. I'm not into... I mean, I love football, but I don't really even like footballers individually once they're away from the sport. I couldn't give a monkeys. I could walk past a footballer and it means nothing to me because they're just people, right? They're just good at their job. You know, we're all good at our jobs or we're all rubbish at our jobs, whatever else. Then we get sacked. Footballers if they're not good at their job, they get moved on and sold. It's like, we're just people. We're all people. No man or woman is better than the other, in my opinion. Obviously, we can be better at things than each other, but as people, we're all worth the same, in my eyes. Abdul said, sports washing in football, mate, 100%. I know where you're going with that because you're obviously following on from the fact of, obviously, they're looking for, you know, the selling opportunities in the crowd, etc., etc. So more in the chat. So Pat says, Andy Burnham was responsible for reopening the Hillsborough inquiry, which finally unearthed the truth. He's an Evertonian. Okay, so on one hand, plaudits for that. Oh no, two hands, because obviously, yeah, he's an Evertonian, so he didn't have to do it. So fair play to him. Fair play. No, that's fair. That's a good feather in his cap, to be fair. Arthur says, Count Binface manifesto say, I say, we'll lower your taxes and raise everyone else's to sum it up. Yeah. Or Enzo Fernandez with a chance there. No, I hear you, Arthur. I hear that. Abdul says, money in football, they're making it count. We're still looking for justice for Hillsborough. And Natasha says, are you doing the next game? Not today. Not today, Natasha. I can't today. I've got to do something. But I'm doing the 2 games tomorrow. We've got the England game at 9 o'clock. Let's go. And you've got the earlier one. What is the earlier one tomorrow? I remember it's a good one. I think later on is the France-Iraq today. I'm not doing that one. Oh, Portugal-Uzbekistan with my boy here, McMauler, who's going to be cheering on Uzbekistan because that's the region that he's in. But yeah, tomorrow I'm doing Portugal, Uzbekistan, and then I'm going to do the England-Ghana game. Let's go. So we're going to see, I think that's going to be a really good game. I think both games are going to be good tomorrow. There's going to be, I don't see how there can't be goals in both of those games. Because the way England are playing at the moment, England is literally moving like FIFA all out attack settings. We're just on a mad one. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, the England game. And I think the Portugal-Uzbekistan game is going to have goals in it as well. So I reckon we will see at least 7 goals across the 2 games tomorrow. Oops, sorry, my bad. Slapping the microphone. We shall see 7 goals in both games tomorrow, I reckon. Natasha, so far, have you been catching every game so far? You're going to have to miss one over the next few days because they're going to be the doubles, aren't they? Both started at the same time. You know, the last of the group game. So your record for being undefeated is going to drop. Right, it's got really dark all of a sudden. Right, Alexis McAllister, edge of the box. Messi plays it out wide. DePaul tries to float into the box. Comes off a player, Austrian player on the ground. Straight in the delicates. And he is down for the count. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Straight in the you-know-what's-its. So Pat says, the UK fell apart because of Brexit. Oh, mate, 100%. if Elvis was our PM, anybody would be fighting with their hands tied behind their back because of an idiot called Farage. Mate, that set back the country in so many ways. Obviously, I don't want to get too political on the channel, but I was not a fan of Brexit. And obviously, you saw the confidence at the time with David Cameron. It was like there was literally no chance we were gonna exit, and we exited. Ridiculous decision, really. It set back the country in so many ways. It's really sad, to be honest. Julian Alvarez, the Atletico Madrid striker, is on. I said, no, it's all right, mate. I don't mind if we skirt around it, but without getting too deep, because eventually someone's going to get offended. So it's just one of those things. And ultimately, it's like anything, right? We complain about our football. We can complain about our lives, our whatnot, but we cannot control those. You know, we can't control our football. What's going on there? Messi sizing one up. Goes wide. Keeper makes a meal of it. This keeper, honestly. Yeah, we can't control the football. We can't control the politics. We can't control so many things. So some things should be kind of skirted, but not delved into too much. Messi has won a corner here, but it's not being given. Don't know. The Lino doesn't see that. That's a corner. Officers, most people that voted are dead. Brexit. Oh, mate. Honestly, I know, I know where you're going with that, bro. I know where you're going with that. But yeah, that was a bad time. That was a bad time. I couldn't believe it when that got passed through, to be honest. I thought there's no way. And obviously we saw what happened. That was the last time our Prime Minister resigned. Obviously David Cameron after before Keir Starmer now. So, you know, that's, if anything, that's what led to the Conservatives losing the control of the government. So it is what it is. But yes, I think life in anything is like, when people take things too seriously anyway, it's like, it kind of leads down a certain path. I'm a very light-hearted, upbeat kind of guy anyway, so I try and keep things light-hearted in life. You know, keep yourself laughing, keep yourself happy, give yourself good balance, and hopefully you'll live a good, healthy, balanced life anyway. That's kind of always been my mantra, but we shall see how it goes. These prats on the camera, honestly. Abdul says, I want to remain in Europe. I'm a Labour voter. The number one reason I vote is not to let the far right in charge of the country. Tommy Robinson, Nigel Farage and Reform getting in control. Media, GB News. I mean, yeah, well, look, like I said, I'm not going to go too in-depth in it, but it's amazing how much of a voice there is out there for certain views, put it that way. And it's like, it's definitely a scary one. So I know what you mean, but that's as deep as I want to go into it. But I understand what you're saying. Me personally, I don't put enough time into politics, so I don't want to be a hypocrite and vote. Even if, cross into the box, header over the box, by the lanky striker. Yeah. Yeah, this is it. But like I said, bro, I'm not going to get too political on the channel. But ultimately, as well, yeah, obviously I've got a voice that can be heard, but I don't want to put my vote in without being completely as informed as I could make myself. And I care about, obviously, certain things in life. I try and make a difference in my way, in what I do, whether that's in work, the way I treat people, the way I talk to people, the way I conduct myself in my life. That's how I try to make a difference. But I don't follow politics enough to want to make a difference, if that makes sense. Just because I can vote doesn't mean I should vote, if that makes sense. But that's my view on it. But yes. So 3 changes now. We've got Arnautovic on. The veteran. So 68 minutes. We've got 22 minutes of normal time left. What do Austria have? It's pretty much a The game doesn't have much fuel in it, to be honest. It's kind of very much at walking pace, and now they've come back for another hydration break. We're now entering the fourth quarter, guys. The fourth quarter, as the Americanization of the sport goes on. Ah, I see what you mean, McMauler, about the helicopter company. Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's like everybody has to do what is right by them. Personally, everyone can find. There's only so much time in the world for things. Honestly, I'll be real with you. I raised three sons. I've been a single dad the majority of my life, and I had my career to think about. I had my three sons to raise. I had some difficult parts in my home life, raising them, etc., on my own, and obviously with their mum, which is another story. But for me to have time for certain things, nah, absolute no. Peter says next touchdown is the winner. Exactly. We're in the fourth quarter, guys. The fourth quarter. Yeah. Well, the first political is a dirty, don't care who was that. Oh, the first politician. I see what you mean. What is the thing? Most people in life that earn their money, you know, when you go back to people, the millionaires of the past and whatnot, when you go back 300-400 years ago, certain people of certain places, most of these people that made their money, you know, basically long-term family wealth, the majority of that came through crime or exploitation of others. It's like, it's a known fact that Trump comes from a very wealthy lineage, but it's about 300-400 years ago. I can't remember the exact timeline, but Trump's ancestors going way back were criminals, literal criminals and exploitation. Thank you very much. Yeah, you know, so what's it called? Yeah, they made a lot of money. The Trump family back in the day made a lot of money through exploitation and corruption and whatnot. And then he ended up being one of the richest men going. So it is what it is. Abdul says they are putting politics in sport too. They are tribal, biased, systemic, and nepotistic. I agree with you, bro. I agree with you. And that's it. And this is the thing. And this is the thing about football. It was once such a pure sport, and we try our best to keep it that way. But they try and get into it. They try and get their fingers in and use it for their own vehicle, their own motives, and whatnot. So Peter says opium and slavery. Oh, is that the Trumps? Yeah, I did remember. I did think I did know it was definitely slavery. I just didn't want to go down that route. But yeah, opium and slavery. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Abdul says robbing from others, keeping it in the family, and resources, slavery, and corruption. Yeah. Exactly. It is what it is. It is what it is, guys. But honestly, there comes a point in life where, I don't know. Like I said, I've always just believed in just trying to do right by people and just try and be the best version of yourself. Try and help people. Just try and be a good person. None of us are perfect. We all do little crappy things in our life, or have done in the past, I'm sure. But try and leave this earth better than you left it. Add a bit more to it than you took away from it. That's the way I live. So, you know. And if you put that energy out there, then hopefully people will gravitate towards you and you'll find more like-minded people as well. So, you know, that's what it's all about. But, you know. Showing in the crowd, Maxi Rodriguez, former Liverpool player there. Argentina corner. First game of the game. First corner of the game for Argentina. Right, Messi on the corner. What's he got? Zipped in. Oh, lovely. Lovely header there. Wow. Gonzalez with a medal. That was a lovely corner. Whipped in low, swerving. Oof. Gonzalez coming in with a header. Right. What we have here. Abdul says, look at boxing. Frank Warren over Francis Warren and Barry Hearn over Eddie Hearn, making money from people fighting each other. Too many middlemen in football and sport. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, that Frank Warren versus Barry Hearn, yeah, and then now down to Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn and whatnot, and so and so and so and so. Yeah, exactly. It's funny, isn't it? Imagine you see a family growing up in sport, making money off the sport, and the next generation still battling. You know what I mean? It's crazy, right? Absolutely crazy. Right, Austria struggling to get a foothold in the game in terms of chances. They've got Arnautovic on now. Konrad Laimer, right side of the box. Schmidt can't get to that. Gonzalez, who just had that great header flash wide. Enzo Fernandez going down cheaply there, but winning the foul. Sepp Pat says, Arthur says hi. Love it, Arthur. Good top man. Sepp Pat says, loved Maxi Rodriguez. Yeah, he was a good player, wasn't he? Always thought he deserved more game time. And yeah, we got him at the end of his career. I think he came over from Atletico Madrid at that time. Maxi Rodriguez, but yeah, good player. Scored a great hat-trick for us in one game as well. Abdul says, these middlemen are very good at talking. They always get a piece of the pie. That's what it's all about, man. If you use your mouth well, you can make money, but maybe I need to pause on that one, but you know what I mean. But actually, let me ask you guys something while you're in the chat. Because obviously, you guys that are on YouTube and whatnot, have you got any ideas for something I can do on the channel? So let's say, for example, obviously there's things you could do on the channel. I mean, I do certain things on my channel. I have my video game content, but that's more like my little personal thing. People are into the games I play. They're welcome to play with me and whatnot. But that's a separate thing. The football is a big thing for me because it opens it up to so many people. So I do my little pieces on transfers, mainly for Liverpool, etc. And obviously I do my watch-alongs where I can engage with you guys and talk along, enjoy the game, etc. But what kind of else could I do that could engage with people more, where that might be interesting to you guys? Would things like where people could come in and talk about, have a kind of like a talking kind of slot show, not Arna slot, definitely not that guy, but like a talking kind of, I like that one, Peter. A question of sport type quiz. So basically like a pub quiz, but online, right? Is that what you mean? Something like that? But yeah, question of sport. I like that. That's a good idea. Anybody got good... I'm going to write some of these down, actually. I've typed them into my phone. Sorry for nudging the microphone. So if you did hear that boing, then that was... If you heard the boing, it weren't me. Yeah? It was the microphone. Sort your minds out, people. Yeah, let me write that down as an idea. Quiz... Someone controls the whole stream for 100 subs you gain. Oh, mate, yeah. Oh, that's not bad. Oh, right, so that's all right. Okay, break that down, Arthur. What would you do? What could you do then, for example? Let me know the kind of control, because at the end of the day, you get the wrong person comes in and they maliciously start playing porn in the background. Do you know what I mean? You're cooked. So, or start putting up KKK messages or something. Do you know what I mean? I'll get shut down. So you'd have to break it up with me and let me know how that would work. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's a good idea. It's a good idea. But yeah, let me know how that would work. That's definitely... let me write that down as well. Let me write that down. Stream control. Abdul says, I talk to you more than I talk to my friends that I grew up with. My friends are lazy, play games and not trustworthy. I hear that, my man. I hear you, Abdul, on that. I heard the talk aspect. What did you mean by with the what afterwards, though? I didn't know what you meant by that. Arthur says, choose the game or what you do. Ah, I see. Oh, you mean for the stream or the type of game you play or? Oh, corn. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. You got to use the right words, right? Yeah, exactly. People, yeah, corn. Yeah, exactly. I don't know, mate. People could just do some scandalous stuff. Arthur says, or music or something like that. No, fair enough. That's a good idea. I like that. That's a good idea. Because ideally for me, this thing is about trying to build a nice little community, having a laugh. You know, it's a side hobby and it's a form of interest. So, you know, and I like connecting with people. I'm quite an opinionated person, but in the right sense in that I don't like to force my opinions on people, but I love having a chat. And yeah, I like being social, to be honest. Peter says, you could have it just like the TV show Question of Sport with different sports or teams representing football clubs. Home and away questions. Mate, that is proper. That is proper. It would take some organising, but it's definitely something that could be done 100%, especially as like it's done live on air, on stream, and you can obviously control it at the right time. And yeah, there's a way to make it interesting, that's for sure. Because you can even whack on things like, for example, I could have questions going up and graphics on display, you know, something, you know what I mean? Just silly things like, if that was grayed out, who is this player, etc. Obviously, you know it's Messi, but you get the point. You could do something such and such like. So we have 10 minutes of regulation time left, but the chat is better than this game, 100%. Arthur says, we all join an Among Us game. I see what you mean. So a certain type of game. Obviously, it's that kind of thing where, yeah, people join in with a game. But I guess over time, especially if your channel grows a bit and you've got X amount of people on, you can... right. Ooh, well defended. Abdul says they need to bring back Question of Sport and they think it's all over. Do you know what? I used to love Question of Sport as a kid. I remember when Emlyn Hughes was on Question of Sport. Emlyn Hughes, former Liverpool captain, England captain as well. Yeah, I was a proper young kid. I used to love Question of Sport. That was a wicked show. But yeah, different times. But then it's like, who watches TV anymore? I mean, I don't. Me personally, once I got to the point of, I can't remember what age it was, I just stopped watching regular TV. I don't even watch much TV now, to be honest. But a podcast, yes, mate. That's definitely something that is definitely in the pipeline. But it's about people being interested and, you know, somebody that is also willing to basically come online and do that thing as well. I'm definitely up for that, 100%. I've got a friend of mine that said he's going to get into streaming and whatnot. But if anyone else is, you know... if one of the viewers wants to get involved and they don't mind investing in their own equipment and they can, it doesn't really take that much depending on what you're doing. Having a basic setup is easy, but you know, you can have fans from different clubs. Do you know what I mean? Getting on and, you know, having a little debate, but keeping it non-toxic because I'm just, you know what I'm not feeling, Peter, Arthur, in this day and age is this whole toxic banter vibe. You know, we mock other clubs with banter, but it's not banter. It's literally a kind of a form of discrimination. The way we're always on at this club's fans, and look, like obviously, Arthur, you're an Arsenal fan. Arsenal fans get the most pelters out of everybody. It's actually quite disgusting. And the fact is, the majority of my friends are Arsenal fans, and it's like, why are my friends getting persecuted just because they support a team? It's crazy. So yeah, podcast with different fan groups. I'm up for that for sure. So that's an idea. Abdul says I used to like basically Never Mind the Buzzcocks. I kind of vaguely remember that show. I never really watched it, but I think I know it. It was kind of like a more general open air kind of thing based around celebrity and music culture, maybe, I think. Peter says reacting to comedy TV shows and music videos is very popular. You probably already have see them all though. Yeah, fair enough. I think if anything, I want to do something that involves people. Do you know what I mean? And just involves interaction. Do you know what I mean? Instead of like just my thinking, you know, stuff like that. But you know, definitely some good ideas for sure. Oh, phone's died. So that's the end of me writing down those. But yeah, definitely some good ideas. Anybody else wants to fire anything in? I can write it down. I'll go back to the old ways. Pen and paper. Among Us lobby. I hear you, bro. I hear you. It's a game. That's the thing. My son plays it. So I mean, I know how it goes. But actually, it's not even a bad game, actually. I played it with him a couple of times. It's quite interesting, though, killing people. But when you do it within your own community, then it's more interesting. Peter says, it's crazy watching a 20-year-old American reacting to Only Fools and Horses. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I see what you mean. I tell you what, I did a reaction to when I'm not talking about online. I did my own actual real reaction when I saw what's the In-Betweeners American version. Jesus Christ. How you could butcher that program, honestly, that is shocking. I'll tell you what is weird as well. Obviously, depending on where you are from in the world and your culture and what you're used to. One of my favourite shows back in the day when I was at university was The Office. So I saw The Office when it first ran, before it blew up, and I loved it. Genius program. So when the American version came out and I watched it, and that thing was massive as well, by the way, the American Office. I watched it, a couple of episodes. I didn't laugh once. I was like, this is awful. But this thing blew up and was massive around the world to the point where it dwarfs the British Office, which is like 1,000 times better than the American Office. It's crazy. Pen and paper does the job, Abdul says, exactly. And then Arthur says, the American in-between is... mate, how bad is that? Honestly, it's so bad. It's like... It's not even worthy of toilet paper. It is horrific. The American in-betweeners is... How do you mess that program? Well, the way you mess it up, because you've got to have... It's the British wit. It's the way we deliver stuff over here. And the Americans don't have it like that. They haven't got it on lock like that. Peter says 15 likes today. If anyone has forgot, you know what to do. Thank you, Peter. Oh, to seal it, here it is. It's fallen. But yeah, doing an awful job here. But the chat is better than the game. It's still 1-0 to Argentina. Yeah, Peter says 15 likes today. If anyone hasn't liked, yeah, remember, drop a like on the stream. It helps out your boy. Peter says the Americans tried to make Red Dwarf. Did they really? Mate, Red Dwarf was niche. That's another show. I used to love that as a teenager. It lost its way after about 3 or 4 seasons, but first couple of seasons, Red Dwarf was excellent. But as usual, I've always believed anything. Try and make something short and sweet. Don't expand it and make it, 6, 7, 8, whatever. But guys, most of us in the chat are British. But do you remember the thing is, like, when we were growing up, there was no such thing as seasons. We grew up watching TV series and whatnot. But now everything is a series, or you've got to have a battle pass for the video game you play. You've got to have something. You've got to have a subscription for something. It's like we have been, honestly, as a culture, we've allowed everything to get away from us. So now it's all about season this, season that, and it's like, you play a video game, the game's been out for like 4 months, and whether you play video games or not, a season is like once a year, right? Oh, I know you have 4 seasons in a year, but you get what I mean. If you have a series, it should be like once a year, it drops like that. But now we have seasons we have 4 seasons every like 3 months when you play a video game, because it's all just to get more money out of you, etc., etc. And I'm just so tired of the way they've got us all hooked into the battery. It's like we're just in the Matrix and they're just draining us all the time. And I'm just so over it. But that's why I've wanted to come on and do my own thing. That's another reason why I wanted to come on YouTube. Do my own thing. And you speak to kind of people that gravitate towards you and kind of maybe not similar outlook in every respect, but, share a kind of or a little outlook on life. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm definitely entering into stage 10 waffle mode, but we're here for it. Peter says, at least you can see it. Yeah, 100%, mate. This is it, exactly. But I think it comes with age. I do feel, and this is why Marla, who is obviously a youngster, he's only 21, but he's quite a mature lad. This is why I feel sorry for the youth of today. I feel sorry for my sons, as much as you try to impart certain bits of knowledge on them, it's like when you grow up in a certain era and a certain time, you're just going to be more privy to things, and you see the changes. Whereas these guys that are grown up in the internet age, they don't know what life was like when we were younger. And like, you remember when you were a kid, my mum would like, if I went to pick up the telephone, my mum would just give me the look, like to say, like, what are you doing? That costs money. What are you picking up the phone for? Oh yeah, sorry, mum. So like, you know, you want to call your friend, I'll go out the back and shout his name. Do you know what I mean? It's like, walk to his house and go knock on the door. That's how you can, you know what I mean? It's just the way it is. Yeah, Abdul is a sensible lad, but he's a mature guy though, Peter. He's in and around coming up to 40, Abdul. So you know, he would have come from a different time. Arthur says, I found you from shorts, so continue that. That is a very good point, Arthur. You did find me from shorts. And funnily, I had a debate today, Arthur, and I don't know how old you are, Arthur, but actually, Arthur, how old are you, if you don't mind me saying? Because I wanted to speak about the demographic, because my son, my middle son, I've got 3 sons, he's 21, and he came in today and he said, like, why are you doing shorts for? Shorts are for young people, and, or what we got here, is there a chance here? Let's have a look here, we'll come back to that. No, it's all broken down, it's all going backwards. Yeah, so my son was saying to me, what are you doing shorts for? And I'm saying, because it's to reach out to people, say hello, obviously showing off my channel, getting myself out there a bit. But if you don't put yourself out there, you're not gonna get. It's not gonna hurt to try and get people to gravitate towards you and give you a chance. So, for example, are you really 13 off? Are you serious? Obviously, I believe you. And yeah, well, that's amazing, because obviously, you know, 13, and you found my channel, and obviously I'm a lot older than you. So, you know, it's a nice way to connect with people. So, oh yeah, I'm really surprised. You're very mature for your age. Not that youngsters can't be mature, but I had you pegged, honestly, I had you pegged as older. As in, like, in your mid-20s, by the way you spoke, etc. So, I'm actually blown away. So, very impressed by your intelligence, young man. So, fair play to you. And yeah, so... yeah, my son said me doing YouTube shorts was a waste of time, basically, Arthur. So I disagree, because, you know, you came to the channel. Sherry, hello, Sherry. Nice to see you there. ITV should give you a presenting job, mate. You talk lovely. Oh, thank you, Sherry. Love to see it. And on that note, Sherry, if you do like the content, do feel free to like on the video, on the stream, and subscribe to the channel. And let us know about yourself, Sherry. Are you a maturer person? Like myself, in terms of age, and being on a planet for in and around half a century, I will say, myself personally. Arthur says, I get told I act like I'm 30 from your parents, yeah? Hey mate, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a lovely thing. Oh, Sherry's 17. Wow, okay. The demographics, smooth operator Ade. Well, you know, what can I say? Blame it on the Nigerian in me. There is definitely some smoothness there, I'll be fair. But no, lovely to meet you, Sherry. I see the name Sherry Swiss. Are you in Switzerland yourself? Or just from, is that your background? Just out of interest. Obviously, I'm a little bit nosy, don't have to say. So Pat says, Ade, icebreaker question. Who's the most famous person you've met? Awesome. And under what circumstances? All right, I'll give you one. This is a good story. And I used to put this on my dating profile. And this is a true story, by the way. My sons are in the background, but it doesn't really matter. It's nothing too saucy, but I'll give you in a minute. I'll finish the question. I talk a lot. If you throw it out, you'll be surprised the answers you'll get. It is really good. And you know what? I do this one as well. So my famous one, the most famous person I've met might be, obviously, Arthur, you would have heard of the name. You might not be as familiar with him, but you should do, is I've met, oh, Sherry says, no, up here in Newcastle, a Geordie lass up in Newcastle. Nice. I used to summer holiday in Newcastle every summer for 10 years, from the ages of 4 years of age to 14, because my oldest brother married a Geordie girl, and my younger niece and nephew at the time were Geordies. So yeah, why man? Gateshead and whatnot. I used to stay at Gateshead with my sister-in-law and my brother back in the day. So lovely to meet you, Sherry. So Arthur's met Harry Maguire. Awesome. Right. Now I've met footballers. So I've met Zola, but I mean, I've just met to say hello. But I'll come to the full story. So I've met Zola, I've met Michael Owen, I've met Robbie Fowler. I basically met the Liverpool squad. Emil Heskey, Robbie Fowler, Michael Owen, Steven Gerrard. I've not met them, but I've seen them. I've, walked past them, said hello to them, etc. Properly though. But the most famous person I've met, this is a big one though. I met George Michael. So I met George Michael in a toilet in Hampstead. Now wait, anybody that knows about George Michael and what he used to do frequenting toilets is one thing. But I met George Michael in a toilet. So basically, is this a goal? No. On the rebound, laid off. Messi tries to control. Messi goes round. Still Messi. It's in! Messi does it again! Lionel Messi goes around 2-3 players, takes a shot, ricochets off the defenders, bounces back to the magic man, Lionel Messi. The world's greatest player, the GOAT. He does it again. Absolutely sensational. And it's a good finish through about 4 players. Lionel Messi. Unreal. Let's go. Top notch. But back, still time for a Messi hat-trick, bro. There is just about, honestly, this guy, it's like, I swear, Messi must have, it's like he did a deal with the devil back in the day. How is one player's career just so serene? It's like, you miss a penalty, it still scores 2. He's just above everybody in football. It's just crazy. He's just the GOAT. The absolute GOAT. And the smile on his face, he can't believe it, but he just keeps making it happen. And somewhere in his room, Cristiano's watching it going, why can't that be me? Why can't that be me? But, yeah, it's all about Lionel. What a guy. So Pat says George Michael and Messi. I'll finish my George Michael story. So basically, my wife at the time, or the only wife I've ever had, but she was pregnant. So I remember we were driving. I've had to park up in Hampstead. We used to live in Hampstead. Don't worry. Hampstead, very posh area of London, if anyone knows it. We lived in the only rundown place in Hampstead, by the way. Anyway, so we've parked up. I parked up my friend's BMW because I was driving my friend's BMW. I parked up on a Hampstead kind of like alleyway, and there's a public toilet. So I've gone in the toilet. I'm standing there. I'm taking a leak, and I look over, and there's George Michael, and I'm flabbergasted because it's like George Michael. It's like, this is like one of the most famous men on the planet. One of the biggest singers in history, especially at the time as well. So I'm like, huh? And I'm like, you all right, George? And he's looked over and he goes, you all right, mate? And I've gone, yeah, all right, George. Yeah, see you later. And that was it. That was it. Job done. So yeah, that's my story meeting George Michael. But I met George Michael in a toilet in Hampstead. But there were no shenanigans. It was strictly PG. But yeah, that is definitely my claim to fame on my when I do my little dating app profile, when I did do those things. George Michael, he was top notch. George, what a guy. Thank you, Sherry. Glad you appreciated it. And obviously everybody loves a bit of George Michael. I mean, you cannot not like George Michael's voice. That guy was blessed. Maybe not as blessed as Lionel Messi, but that guy was blessed. Peter says he was ace, George. He certainly was. McMauler, bro, talking me, don't understand, but my reply, yeah, you correct. Yeah. Yeah, this is it, my man. It's one of those things. Sometimes, obviously, being British and being born and bred here, you will know, but yeah. So free kick now. Is Messi, could he get the hat-trick? He's definitely going to hit this, surely. It's quite far out. 27 yards. Messi steps up, going for the hat-trick. Oh my God, not even that far off. But he covers his hand. He's like, oh, close. But that is the end of the game. Lionel Messi. What a legend this boy is. Absolute hero. Lionel Messi. Unbelievable. 2-0, making history. Peter says, Last Christmas is timeless. There you go. Everybody will know this song. And Arthur's singing it loud and proud. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. And the very next day. You know what comes next. McMauler says, 18 goals, Messi. 18 goals, Messi, 16 goals closer. Yep, he's too clear now. Lionel Messi, could he go on and break the 20 mark? I think he'll break 20 this tournament, Lionel Messi. Unbelievable. What a guy he is. But yes, lovely to have you in the chat. Like I said, Sherry, welcome. And I hope you, what's the temperature up in Newcastle like at the moment? Are you boiling up north? Let me know. But yeah, honestly, yeah. So how about you guys? Obviously, Arthur, where did you... Yeah, Arthur, the Wham guy. I'm going back through the comments. Arthur, you said you met... Oh, it was a footballer, wasn't it? I got so lost in my chat and now I'm trying to find it. I can't remember. Drop it back in. Oh, Harry Maguire. You met Harry Maguire. Did you actually proper meet him, yeah? Anyone else? Let me know their stories. Has anyone else met any famous people? Well, you joking at Pat's about, well, George, Michael and Messi. Obviously, you're Messi. Yeah, Harry Maguire, I found it, mate. Yeah, did you actually meet him? Have a little chat with Harry? Where I used to live up in there, I remember, it was so weird. I remember after there was a final. Oh, yeah, in Box Park. Nice one, Harry. Harry. Nice one, Arthur. I remember after, I think it was in about 2007. There was, Arsenal lost to Chelsea in what was then the Carabao Cup final, the League Cup final. And it was the day after the final. And the very next morning, I was taking my son to school. So I drove up the hill, and in a cafe was Robert Pires. And I thought, raw, you just lost the cup final like yesterday. Aren't you at home gutted? He was just sitting there drinking his tea in the morning. And I was thinking, is that really a good look? But then you think, everyone's got their own life to lead, and he's sitting in a cafe, and it's pretty quiet, to be honest. But it's just one of those things. You couldn't really do that. Imagine these days, you went to a cafe and you saw Robert Pires, who had just lost the final, with all the other guys and whatnot. So it probably was a little bit earlier than 2000, and probably like maybe 2004, something like that. I can't remember. Peter says, McMorla says, yeah, I met Mr. Ade, very famous. Thank you, bro. Not as famous as these guys, but famous. Peter says, I say John Barnes. I see around where my sister lives, the posh bit of the Wirral. Fair enough. But you met Barnesy, legend. Arthur says, next to Wembley, he was watching his brother. Fair enough. I didn't even know his brother plays. Fair enough. All good stories, all good. We love to see it. So Pat says, I just learnt to play the drums to Last Christmas. It's a cool tune. Raw, Last Christmas to the drums, that is wild. Brilliant. Oh, no. Honestly, I must say, guys, this has been, without doubt, the best chat I've had so far. 100%. It's been brilliant. So I had literally everyone in that I know. Great stories. Really enjoy. Obviously, the football was a bit of on a quiet one because it wasn't the greatest. But no, it's been an absolutely sensational chat. Really, really interesting. So yeah, fantastic. Yeah, a few new faces, which is always great to see, 100%. Hopefully it continues. Some people stick around and grow with the channel. It'll be lovely. McMorla says, and the legendary ruler of current world, Peter, bro, also very famous. Yeah, me and Peter, we're here to take over the world, 100%. Nah, seriously though, it's just about having a good time, meeting people, and growing, etc. But yes, is everyone watching the next game later? Unfortunately, I can't. I've got to do a few bits. But yeah, I would definitely be doing... Peter says, cheers, bro. Yeah, I'll definitely be doing a couple of games tomorrow. So hopefully... Arthur says, I also met Ramesh Ranganathan. Oh, cool. Nice one. And he seems like a nice enough chap. He's a big gooner as well, isn't he? He's a big Arsenal fan, Ramesh. Yeah, and he's a very funny guy as well. He seems very down to earth as well. Right, I will be back in 2 seconds. So that is the big game done. I would definitely continue this story next time. There's going to be, I've met some people in my time. I've met Mike Tyson in my time. That is a story, but that is kind of, I have to think about that one. But I've met Mike Tyson, put it that way. Yeah, so that is a different one. And I mean, when I met Mike Tyson, I properly met Mike Tyson. I mean, spent a lot of time in the presence of Mike Tyson, which is a wild one. Yeah, Peter says Mike Tyson, oof. And funny enough, I don't even know why that one stuck out, but put it this way, I've led a bit of a life. I've done many things in my life, lots of different kind of crazy experiences, things that not maybe average person gets to experience. I've had some very interesting encounters in my life. But yeah, Mike Tyson, yeah, I've met. That is probably, I don't know why I didn't go with that over the George Michael one. I think just the George Michael one, meeting him in the toilet is always funny. But yeah, Mike Tyson, yeah, that was, Mike Tyson's a crazy guy, a properly crazy guy. But yeah, I'll tell that to you guys one day in a more private environment, I reckon. But yeah, we definitely can continue this famous person thing in the future. But yes, unfortunately, sadly, time has beaten me and I've got to wrap up the stream because I've got to go off and do something, sadly. But I'll be back on tomorrow. If anybody wants to join in on the stream tomorrow, obviously you are more than welcome. Going to do a double stream tomorrow, starting with the first game. We've got McMauler's Uzbekistan versus Cristiano's Portugal. So we're going to be covering that tomorrow. And then it's the big one, the English. We're coming for Ghana. We're coming for the Black Stars. And we're going to take them down. And we're going to march into the next round of the World Cup. So that's what it's all about. So, yep, I'll just read off the last few. Peter says, cheerio, chat, and McMauler. Rest well, Ade. Will do, Peter. Take care, mate. Arthur, lovely meeting you, brother. Keep up what you're doing. Keep what you're doing. You're flying. You're a young man, but you're flying. Absolute legend. And Uzbek for the win, Peter says. Fantastic. So I'll wrap up the stream. We've seen Lionel Messi break history. We've shared stories. We've shared a few laughs. We've seen Argentina beat Austria 2-0. We've seen Lionel Messi break records and grow further into the distance as the World Cup final tournament high scorer. And I've had a fantastic stream, exhausted. I need a drink of water because I'm gassed. And I will see hopefully many of you tomorrow. On that note, my name is Ade and I'm the veteran arcade soldier. This is my channel where I play specific video games. I do a lot of Street Fighter 6. I do a lot of modern games. I do some classic retro games as well. So you're more than welcome to join me on those in the future. And if you like the channel, you like the content, drop a like on the video, on the streams. Consider subscribing to the channel on my journey, trying to get towards 500 subscribers. I would appreciate it. On that note, have a fantastic night, ladies and gentlemen, and look after yourselves. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you and take care. And it is raining down out there. The clouds are opening for some respite. Take care.